Hello, everybody. That was a
Hi.
slightly off transition, but that's okay. Good evening, and welcome to our Ghost of Saltmarsh campaign here on Hard Knock Dice. And I am talking this time. I did make sure that my mic was audible before we actually started talking. So
We got ghosts
one
and
small
Martians.
step. Anywho, I am Ian, and I am Dungeon Master for this game here of Saltmarsh, and these gentlemen around me are our players. Some are in the Eberron game, and one is not. We are here tonight with our third episode, and we'll see if these gentlemen can wrap up the initial adventure they had set out on. Anywho, on our last chapter, we had left our boys after they came through. They started exploring the rest of the house, the haunted house in which they found themselves. They went for an exploration of the upstairs just to make sure that they weren't going to get attacked from behind again. It was a pretty uneventful for the most part until they got to the upstairs, where they encountered a bound man in his underclothes named Ned, who had been captured by these dastardly smugglers at some point in the recent past and just been kind of left up there to hang out. He came along with them in hopes of getting maybe a little revenge, as well as perhaps getting his possessions back. And they ventured back down below, where they discovered that the bodies of the smugglers that they had fought previously had been had been tampered with, maybe looked over a little bit, and they decided that meant they couldn't dilly-dally really at all, because clearly they had been discovered in some regard. They then proceeded on through the secret door in the cellar that led into some caverns, where they stealthed along for a little bit while looking and being cautious, searching for those guys that were down there. They heard some whisperings of some conversation, as it sounded like that they were moving themselves out before approaching a little more loudly than perhaps they had initially intended, as Bart tried to talk the smugglers down to perhaps, let them go, like, no more violence, and if they had any other people, just let them go along with them, and then there would be no more trouble. This led to both sides trying to keep the other side talking for as long as they could, while they both attempted to close the distance and spring some traps on the opposing side. Combat ensued. It was a pretty close battle on the whole. Our friend Bart came fairly close to death a couple of times. Gloob was knocked dangerously close to going down himself, and their friend Ned was on death's door as well. But they persevered, took out all the remaining smugglers, whose head, the head of these smugglers, was a mage of some kind named Sanballat. He's a very arrogant gentleman who relied heavily on the powers his magic gave him, but it didn't really hold up in the end. They then took a rest, assessed what goods were around, a little bit of some booty, and before deciding that they were going to go back and tell the guard of what they had discovered, in hopes of returning the goods that clearly belonged to Saltmarsh to the rightful owners. Before leaving, though, they decided they were going to take a peek at the door that was within the cellar that was labeled "Danger" with big old letters, and was barred from the outside. Upon opening it, they discovered a room full of skeletons who had turned and acknowledged their presence. And while they prepared to fight or flee, we shall see. So, everybody roll initiative for me.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to go ahead and, while they're doing that, swap us over to our back.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh, I should probably roll for our boy Ned, huh?
Oh, is Ned still hanging out with us?
Ned's
even
with
though he's
you
got his
guys.
stuff? All right. Good stuff, Ned.
Yo, hey, y'all helped him out. Why would he not want to?
I think help is a strong word for what we did for Ned.
Hey.
We led him into dangerous catacombs and kind of let him pick up some stuff in the wake.
Hey,
Y'all freed him though. He most certainly would have perished if not for y'all's presence in the first place. Plus, he's now a little better equipped than he was. He is now he looted a little bit of that leather armor after having a bit of a rest before you guys went out. So now he's not just in like his boxers and with a sword and shield.
Well, he also made fat stacks, so.
Fat stacks? I don't know about fat stacks. It was close to. It was a
Even
little
30
more than what he
gold.
lost on when he was first robbed. So
30 gold is a comfortable lifestyle for at least a couple years.
I don't know. Maybe he's an ambitious man. I don't know. He lost 20 when he got here. So
Oh,
yeah, so he's a little bit of a return, but still. So everybody rolled up.
unfortunately.
Yep.
Give me 25 to 20.
Just keep on
We
going.
got anybody? No. Oh man.
Ooh, we're doing great, boys.
Okay. 20 to 15.
Going down,
dude.
down.
Oh shit, fellas. 15 to 10.
11.
12.
12 for.
Also 12.
Okay, so we got 12 for Gloob, 12 for Bart, and what was that? 11 for you, Jakob?
Yup.
Okay. What? Who has the higher decks here, Bart or Gloob?
I'm
I assume Gloob.
assuming
I
blue.
think I do.
Okay.
I have 2.
Oh wow, that's not the best. All right.
I would definitely hope Gloop had better than +2 deck one as a rogue.
I do.
You would hope, but hope doesn't always lead to the best.
Warlock with
goodness.
13 charisma.
Julian, what was yours, buddy?
Oh man, that was a 6.
A 6. That is impressive, my friend.
Lowest goes first, right?
Yeah.
I downloaded the wrong good rolls file off of LimeWire.
You did it for the D10 system, huh?
Yeah.
Dude. What is it James said? You're going first in the next turn.
Yeah,
Wow,
that's
that's not great. Okay. All right. So I know y'all's hope was to, maybe get a little bit of a spring on these fellas. But
Oh, Jakob. Jakob, no.
well, actually none of you are actually in the doorway yet. So that's a little better for you. What's that? Bart?
No, you're good.
No? Okay. So, we actually have a couple of our Skelemans going first. How fortunately enough for you guys, they're a bit in the back. So these boys, I'm sorry, let me just double check their movement is not fast, but it's there. Actually, oh yeah, there we go. Okay.
Are you sure they're not just paralyzed? That would be cool.
I'm pretty sure they're not paralyzed.
Just
But-
bolted to the floor.
Furniture skeletons.
Yeah.
So you got your first Skeleman just has shambled his way on up to you, Jakob. And he's going to take a swing at you because you just have your face all up in his door.
It's very rude of me.
It is very rude of you, but I think you're probably good unless your armor class is all of a sudden dropped to 12.
Oh.
So he just takes one swipe at you and just harmlessly passes across your chainmail, though maybe it pushes you back a smidgen. Which will be his turn, and then we have his buddy. Oh goodness, I stretched him.
Oh, God.
He's large.
He grew. We gotta run. We are not equipped for this.
If I did. Oh, good grief. And they're just kind of starting to pile up near this door. I know technically he can probably, by the rules, attack you like that, but I'm not gonna say he can, since
They're not updating on the
it
stream.
doesn't- Oh, is it not? Oh, whoops, because I don't have all over the place. Boom. The whole reason I forgot that this is a pain in the ass. Do there. Kapow. Our pink and brown skeletons have moved up there. Pink, however, is blocking brown's way. So they're not particularly smart, but they are doing their best to get to you guys, which I believe will bring us to Gloob's turn. What would you like to do, my man?
I have to ask. if you're not allowing orange to attack Jakob here, can I not attack pink in the doorway right here? Or
I would say since you're small, you could probably step into Jakob's square if you wanted to make a quick attack real quick. But as the skeletons are full, like medium-sized creatures, he can't really like edge his way around, and they're not smart enough to really be working too well together.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I will do that then. And
Okay.
since Jakob is engaged with him, does this mean sneak attack? I suppose I should see if I hit first.
You are within. He is within 5 feet of each other, so you would get sneak attack for this.
Okay. Not a great roll on the attack. For a total of 7 plus 6, 13.
13. Just barely hits.
Awesome.
Hey.
Awesome.
Hey.
So that's going to be a D8 plus a D6. And I would like him to take all of this. Ooh, let's go. That's a 7 on the 8 and a 6 on the D6 for a total of 17 points of piercing damage.
So you said 17 on the pink.
Yeah.
All right, so you go in for a stab, and so despite the fact that this is a skeleton, you're finding some purchase as you lunge in at him, and you feel like you've gotten a really solid hit. Like you think that might should have taken him out. You see some, like, as your rapier impacts him, some fine coating that seems almost shell-like that flakes off a bit as after you stabbed him. And you feel like you didn't quite get the full brunt
Gotcha.
of your stab off on this guy.
You said I saw full
Like
coating?
something like there. It seems like there was something that was coating his skeleton, and when you hit it, it absorbed some of the impact, but it then started to fall off.
Interesting.
I'm
He
just
is still
thinking of
standing.
putting like weapon oils on skeletons now.
I was thinking like donut glaze,
Perhaps.
but okay. All right.
Hey man, it's there.
That's gonna be it for
That's
my
gonna be your
turn. I'm gonna
turn?
stay right there with Jakob. Try to hold this door.
All right.
Hold the door.
That brings us to Bart. You're over there out in the back there, buddy. What are you doing?
Oh well, these aren't the only guys that are having some trouble with their ribs. I had a pretty rough night, and I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to get a little bit closer. Going to move up to there, and I am going to use my class ability to give our two frontliners there, the rogue and the fighter, an emboldening bond, letting them add that delicious D4 to one of their rolls per round.
Very good.
It's any roll per round.
It is attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws.
So
Okay.
basically any, but you can only use it once per turn.
Yeah.
Is I believe how it is
Yeah.
stated.
Gotcha.
Once per turn.
Cool.
All right, is
Hell
that
yeah.
be the end of your turn, Bart?
That will be it.
All right. I believe that brings us to Jakob.
Okay, I have a rules question.
Sure.
If I was to shove the front one, how would that work? Like, would I have to, could I even do that?
You can shove them. I believe it is correct me if I'm wrong, if it is either a straight strength check or is that a athletics check?
Athletics.
Athletics. And do we
Mhm.
know off the top of our head what the DC on shoving is?
I think it's opposed, is it not?
Is it just opposed? And we can,
Yeah, I think that's what it said.
I believe
Here
it's
it says-
like an opposed athletics.
So if I succeed, I'll push both of them back?
He might bonk into each other, but it won't be a guaranteed push of both of them backwards.
And then would shutting and barring the door cost another action?
It's actually a melee attack. You just make a melee attack against them, and instead of swinging your weapon damage, you shove them back.
Okay, there you go.
Yep.
So you just be
Sick.
making a weapon attack. As long as you connect, you could shove. I believe a shove is it just 5 feet? Assumption.
Make a strength
Yep.
athletics check contested by that target. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yep. So there you go. So you'd be able to shove him back 5 feet. But yes, closing and barring the door would be an action.
Okay. Keep that in mind. I'm gonna swing my great sword at the one in the front.
Okay. Roll it for me, buddy.
See.
That is a 13.
A 13 on the nose.
Yep.
Barely hits.
All right.
Let's go.
That is 13 damage.
13 damage.
Yes.
Okay. So you observed that that there was a little bit of less impact on Gloob's attack. However, you don't really seem to be encountering the same problem as you just kind of bring your great sword down in a bit more of a smashing blow than a chopping blow in effect against these guys, and like the skeleton just crunches underneath the weight of your sword and collapses, like losing a lot of the things that were kind of holding its tissue together as it collapses into a pile of bones.
Let's go.
Nice.
Hell yeah. Easy work.
All right. Is there anything else you would like to do with your turn?
I'm gonna jinx us so bad.
Nope, that's it.
Okay, that'll be it.
Yes.
Alrighty, so that is going to bring us to our blue skeleton friend's turn. He's going to kind of step on... Why do I keep stretching? This mouse
They're
I'm
growing.
using secondary is not great. He steps up to this square right here, and unlike his other companions that you guys have seen so far, pulls out a bow and is drawing and going to loose one shot at you as he kind of clicks his way along. Jakob.
All right.
Man, they are having a hard time though. A 10 comes whistling out past you and just right past your shoulder over your ear, clattering into the area behind you. Julian, you might have had to also duck out the way a bit. Which, man, y'all, I forgot how badly the last two you guys rolled. Brings us to our green Skeleman friend, who's going to step up here, and it seems to be stepping forward just on top of the broken remains of his brethren, is going for a stab at you with another one of their swords. Jakob, you're just holding the line.
Julian, just hold him in place right there. Just hold Jakob right there.
Y'all are destined to have no problems with this fight, clearly, because I'm just going to keep rolling that garbage. A 13 doesn't hit you, does it, Jakob?
Nope.
Yeah, once again, just the short sword skittering across your armor. It seems like these guys, even in life, may not have been particularly skilled combatants.
Oh no, we're bullying them.
Yeah, you're bullying these guys. Which leaves us red here is going to follow suit with blue. It's kind of a rattling step back while attempting to get a little bow shot off at you past his currently feeble companion. And that's a crit. So
Oof.
their first hit.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, their first hit is actually going to be a little something. Let me double check what damage they're doing. They're doing short.
Cancel it, Kent. Do the thing.
Nope.
Do the thing.
I would like to hide behind Gloob again.
All right, Jakob. So that arrow comes right past his buddy, slamming into his shoulder for a whopping 10 points of piercing damage.
Okay, so that's 7.
So he
Just
well, they're not they don't seem super smart, but they maybe there's like a small amount of learning curve going on here. But that is gonna be his turn, which is gonna bring us to our boy Ned. What? Leave Ned alone.
No, I'm just... All 4 of us are in this doorway right now. I don't know what Ned's going to do.
Unfortunately, he's kind of like taking this few steps forward, like he really wants to help and do something. But he after kind of peering around you guys for a second, is just kind of, well, I mean, they get within where I can hit them. Sure, but kind of has to sit back on his heels for now. Maybe he looks like he's ready for a fight though. Maybe if somebody comes like leaping in a cartwheel past you, he'll take a swipe at him. Which brings us to our boy Julian.
if these skeletons start doing cartwheels, we're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah.
My options are pretty limited. You said shooting per last fight, shooting past a buddy is at disadvantage, right? Or they get cover.
It depends on the situation.
Trying to shoot green.
Trying to shoot green. I let him shoot past his buddy without getting any cover, so I'll let you do so as well.
Let's
For now, at least. Because this is gonna turn into a very tedious fight if only these two people can swing at each other.
17 plus things.
That hits.
Okay.
Roll your damage.
I would like Jakob to pick up the first one.
4 points of damage.
Nice.
4
Sort
points
of-
of damage.
Concert surf this one back to us.
Here you go.
Yeah, exactly. Just start picking them up and bringing it into the room with us.
So you said 4 points of damage. You observe a similar thing to what Gloob saw when he first took his stab at Pink. Your arrow seems to make an impact, maybe not as solid as his stab had been, but even with more of a glancing blow that you landed, you don't really feel like you dealt the damage that it should have, and it just you see like some shell crumbling off of the skeleton.
That's weird, but okay.
All right.
Who's out here glazing skeleton, man?
I don't know, man. Who owned this house?
The Krispy Kreme family.
I'm probably not doing the description justice, but we'll see.
They're covered in salt.
Is that going to be all for you, Julian? Give it the long think. Cody? Julian?
What?
Is that it for your turn, man?
Yeah, there's nothing else I
Okay,
can
I
do.
was like, just making sure that you didn't want to cast any spells with a bonus action or something.
I was looking up other actions I might be able to do in this situation. My bad.
I see. You're
No, there's not shit I can do.
Okay. So we are now on to our last Skeleman who kind of got abandoned in the back here. Gosh darn it. It's taken a few steps up with his buddies, and he from what you can see, which I believe only Jakob can see, he's stringing a bow, but from the angle he's going to take a shot at you, but I'm going to give you at least half cover on it, okay? So you got 2 more to your AC for whatever it is right now, okay? Yeah.
Oh, all right.
That is an 18 total to hit.
My AC with the half cover is 18.
Okay, so that hits just barely, just right on the nose. For a total, well, these guys are actually they're rolling pretty decent. For 7 points of piercing damage.
Okay, so I take 4.
Yes, sir.
How you looking there, Jakob? You looking okay?
I'm looking about 50-50.
So that first shot came in really big, just nailing you right in what like the meat of your pectoral, and it really hurt something fierce. This other one coming in and more skidding across the top of your thigh. You're hurting a good bit, but you're still standing. But that is going to be his turn, which is going to bring us back to the top of the initiative, not having Pink because he tragically perished. In a very short juncture, bringing us to Brown. And what y'all see Brown do, or what Jakob sees Brown do, unfortunately, is he actually is taking a few steps back in this direction and kind of just boom, 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 more of a clanking, clattering sound as his bony arms wrap on the wall. And he doesn't move any farther, but y'all start to see like a dim blue glow seem to come out of the outline of what previously y'all thought was a wall, but appears to be another secret door.
Fuck.
Monka S.
That's not good.
And that's going to end his turn, bringing us to Gloob. What you want to do,
Alright.
buddy?
we need to wrap this up. I'm gonna go ahead and take out Green since he's right here blocking the door.
Okay. Make an attack roll for me.
Need to make some moves. Oh, that's not gonna hit. Unfortunately, I rolled a 3 plus 6, so 9 total.
A 9 total. Unfortunately, that does not hit. You go in for another skewer, but it just what little kind of like scrap together armor these guys appear to be wearing, you just kind of you happen to catch just one of those pieces and it glances off.
Right.
You do have the D4 from.
You do have your D4. Did you roll that?
I did not. I will roll it because I have to roll a 4 though. Come on. Bart, if this doesn't work, your god isn't real. It's a fucking 4! It's a 4! Let's go, boys!
Nice.
Okay.
You're welcome.
That makes it 13.
That you retroactively you thought you were starting to skid off, but you actually like are going around his armor and getting a good stab in. Roll out your
Let's
damage
go.
for me.
The gods are real.
The gods are real. Gloom is a believer.
And that was a sneak attack because he still is within combat range of Jakob.
Awesome. Not as good as last time, but a total of 14 piercing damage.
14 piercing damage.
Yep.
So with that, as you snake around a bit of his armor that you thought might have initially deflected it, the end of your rapier catches the skeleton right in the middle of some bone, and as you're pushing forward, you feel the resistance of whatever was holding this skeleton together give way, and it just kind of almost explodes into pieces with the force of your stab, and it falls to the ground, dead as hell.
Awesome.
Or extra dead as hell because they were already dead. Is that going to be your turn?
Double dead.
The question is do we move in? Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Get past them. No, I'm gonna hold tight right where I am until some bigger folk go into that room.
Okay.
Some bigger folk looks pointedly.
Y'all's bigger folk is looking a little rough right about now in his defense. All right, so if that's gonna be your turn, that brings us to Bart. What would you like to do, my friend?
Not quite as big, but I'm gonna get in there.
Okay.
And I'm gonna spin my mace around, hold the crystal doorknob end of it up in the air, and just tell these skeletons that Ceroli says y'all ain't welcome here, and cast Turn Undead.
All right. And so that is a wisdom saving throw?
That is indeed a wisdom saving throw.
All right. And if they fail, they are frightened of you, correct? Or something
Correct.
along those lines?
They gotta run.
So let's see. We're going to go in order. We got red. Super fails it. Red is feared. Blue. What's your DC?
15.
15. Because of his negative. Fails it.
Sick.
Purple. Fails it. Brown. Also fails it. All 4
Let's go.
fail their saving throws. So they are now feared and will start doing as they are bid by your Turn Undead at the start of their turns. Unless it says it makes them use their reaction.
I don't think it makes them use their reaction. I think it just frightens them.
Okay, and they can't make any attacks as long as they are frightened, correct?
Yeah, they have to use their full movement to just get the fuck out of there, as far as I understand it.
All right. Does that be it for your turn?
Sick.
That's it.
All right. So y'all now see some. It's hard to visually tell, but there's some slight change in their posture to indicate that these skeletons are indeed scared of Bart.
Their bones are clacking together.
Click. They're just like they're rattling. They're rattling a bit over there. So that's gonna bring us to Jakob. What are you doing, buddy?
Well, since I saw that skeleton banging on the door, and I very much don't want more reinforcements coming in, I'm going to move up to him and
Okay.
give him a thwack with the
Moving
great
up,
sword.
moving up to Brown. All right.
Yep.
Roll an attack roll for me.
Do I roll the d4 before or after I roll?
How did we roll it last time? I think we said you got to just go ahead and commit it.
Okay.
If you want to commit it, if you want to use it, go ahead and commit it.
Okay, I'll roll that first since I'm using... Okay, it's a 4 plus... that's going to be a 16, which is probably a good thing that
16
I rolled.
total.
Yeah.
That is a hit. Roll your damage.
All right. I, in an attempt to make sure he does not open that door, am going to roll my menacing attack with my damage.
Go right ahead.
So that's an additional 3 plus... So 13 total, and he needs to make a wisdom save.
Okay. So 13 total damage, you said?
Yes.
Alright, so second verse, same as the first. As you've seen with the others that have been hit for the first time. Your greatsword's coming down with a mighty smackening, but something seems to be dulling the impact of your blow, but as some coating is flaking away from this skeleton's bones. So let's see here. That's good old Brown Skeleman. And a wisdom save, and he just becomes frightened of you, correct?
Yes.
What is the DC for yours? Not that I guess it super matters, but why not?
Where do I find that?
For yours it should be 8 plus proficiency bonus plus your strength modifier.
Strength modifier is 4.
4, so 8, so it's 12.
14.
14. It's clearly frightened still, but it does not seem to make any indication that it is frightened of you. It is, after banging on this door and Bart holding up his holy symbol, his doorknob, it has turned its head towards him and is leaning slightly away from him. But aside from registering that it took damage from you, it does not seem to be any more frightened of you than it was previously. Is that your turn?
That will be my turn.
Alrighty. So that, oh good gracious, this smell sucks.
Just
Brings
like
us-
Bart go around showing people his knob.
I mean, you would too if it glowed, right?
Okay. So
It glows.
our blue skeleton friend is now horribly frightened of this little smiling halfling below him, and is going to taking his full range of movement. Good gracious. Into this back corner, which would trigger an AOP from you, Bart, if you would like to take it.
I will choose to not take it.
You just don't want to smack him? He
No.
said, I'm not unfearing that bitch. Alright?
Yeah, not for my 1d6 damage. Nah, I'm not taking opportunity attacks on any of these guys. They can stay
Okay.
spooked.
Alright, so yep, so that brings us to Red, who's doing much the same, but isn't able to make it quite as far into that corner. Which brings us to our boy Ned.
He's got a clear shot.
Yeah, Ned now has a bit of a clear shot, and he's gonna step around Julian. 5, 10, 15. Gosh darn it. 15, 20, 25, 30. See, actually, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm sorry, I was robbing him. So unfortunately, he is not as knowledgeable in your priestly ways, especially since he is so far back, or was so far back. So he's coming in. He sees this thing shaking, quivering in its boots of some kind, whatever footwear it has on. He's gonna take a stab at it with his short sword, and he crits it.
Hey, let's go, Ned.
Yeah.
As you do.
As you do, man. So it's damage, while not mighty, is there.
He gets more and more powerful the more clothes he puts on.
He's just got to buy him like 7 ponchos and raincoats and shit.
So like, no, you're coming with us.
About the
Okay,
guy who
so-
has a bunch of hats.
So Ned goes in for his stab on this thing, and he lands a solid hit, though unfortunately is once again seems to be partially negated by whatever these skeletons are coated in. But it still looks like it was a pretty solid hit on purple. But as I believe the wording on Turn Undead works, is now that he has taken damage, it seems that the skeleton has stopped chattering quite so much, and its head is just kind of, rather than being turned to flee, is just kind of snapping back towards its foes in front of it. Unless you want to correct me on that.
No, you're
Okay,
good.
I was making sure that was correct. Okay, that brings us
It
to
ends if they
Julian.
take damage.
All right. Now that he has a path to actually do anything, I can only draw one thing as a part of my action, right?
Yes, you get like one free action to draw something. If you want to drop your bow, though, then
Yeah,
you could
drop
drop
it.
your bow and draw your sword at the same time.
Right. I was just saying, can't draw
Right.
shield and
Yeah,
sword. Right.
You
So-
you can pull your shield out. Yeah, I would say these are one-handed actions. You can do these at the same time. You're not like
well.
pulling a great sword out.
Yeah, yeeting the bow off to the side and running through the door, to about here. As he's running forward, gestures out with a hand, screaming in some really kind of alien-sounding language. Any of y'all speak Primordial?
No.
All right.
You fucking
Sounds
weirdo.
like and it just sounds like weird screeches to y'all probably. And that black sigil appears between him and the brown skeleton before seemingly washed away by the air.
Now is this your Hexblade's curse, or is this your
No, that's Hex, the spell.
Okay. Describe
Taking a stab at it.
at brown.
13 plus 4 for a total of 17.
Was this against brown or purple?
Brown.
This is against brown for a total of 14 damage. Or
No,
for your
attack roll was 13 plus 4,
13.
total of 17.
Yeah, that hits.
All right. 7 on the 1d8 plus the 4 on the 1d6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 15 total damage.
15 total damage. You're coming in with your sword, I believe, long sword, short sword, whatever it is, coming in for a mighty slash or stab. As previously, as it passes through that area where that crest or sigil has appeared upon the casting of your hex, it becomes coated in this black, just bubbly, watery, almost energy before impacting with the skeleton and doing some of its normal slashing damage, but then the energy coating the blade just like comes washing off and coating the skeleton itself, seeming like so sinking into its bones and burning up at some of it, which then the whatever forces are holding it together just completely collapse as the skeleton just partially into dust. Even some of the bits just coming apart from that necrotic energy that your hex dealt.
Hell yeah.
Is that gonna be the end of your turn?
Movement, bonus action, action. Yep, that's my stuff.
Okay.
That's all I got.
So that brings us down to purple, who, having been snapped out of his fear by your friendly neighborhood Ned, is turning himself back towards the one who just shanked the dog shit out of him. And it's kind of hard to get any expression out of a skeleton, but this one seems kind of pissed and is taking a stab at Ned. Wow, and he's fucking shit at it. It seems almost like the skeleton overcorrected from its fear and comes in stabbing and just goes right past Ned, and its short sword clanging into the side of the wall, wasting its attack. It kind of resettles itself and just clicks, chatters, kind of. I can't make skeleton sounds, I'm sorry, at the both of Ned and Bart before maintaining its position, ending its turn, which is going to bring us back to the top of the initiative order, which, though the original skeletons that were there have passed, a new challenger approaches, as it were. So this door that Brown was previously banging on opens up a little bit, and I didn't move him to the correct layer. I'm sorry. Oh, good gravy. And standing on the other side of it is this dude, because fucking hell, this mouse sucks. Bow!
What the hell?
Yeah. So the
You can't just say yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I don't like that.
Those of you that are in this, that are where you can see him, which are going to be basically just Jakob and Julian. Bart, you can maybe see like a bit of his edge, like the corner of him. You see a skeleton similar to the others, but rather than garbed in bits of armor and carrying a weapon, is more in some rotted, moth-eaten robes, as well as a big circular kind of wizard hat. He has a few bits of like wispy, dark gray hair that still seem to be affixed to his chin.
Oh, I thought that was magic. That's his beard?
You can't say there's both. Kind of.
He's got a magic beard.
He's got a wispy blue like magic. It's like the reason it's still there seems to be like by some kind of magic, because you didn't see any hair or anything still sticking on these other skeletons. And he's sitting there, and he's got some enemies right in front of him, and it's open, and you see Jakob as this door, because it kind of drops down into the floor itself. He seems to have some kind of globule of some liquid within his skeleton grasp, as he just kind of chucks it at you.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Does a 17 hit?
Unfortunately.
Okay. Let's see here.
Bro, maybe you need to pick up a shield, my guy.
He's got a great sword.
All right, Christopher. Jakob, as this globule just impacts, just splatters right across your chest, getting over some of like your face and your neck, any bits of exposed skin, and seeping down past your chain links. It starts to burn into your skin itself as you take 8 points of acid damage.
8 points?
8 points
Fuck.
of acid damage, which is
Yikes.
not reduced by your heavy armor master.
Yep. I let out a little, a rather loud yell as my skin starts to burn.
This skeleton just like it seems to be not as decayed as the others, and it's just letting out like a wispy, like it's not talking, but it's kind of like a it maintains its position as you're right in front of its doorway, which will end its turn, bringing us to Gloob. So you just heard Jakob scream a little bit from farther inside this room. What are you doing?
Well, I was holding off until some more people got into the room, and then everybody went into the room. So I'm going to make my way 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and make my way here.
Mm-hmm.
And I will make an attack onto purple.
Into the purple skeleton. Okay.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and use my D4. I can't roll both. I can't roll the big die and the D4 at the same time.
Are you using like your dire D20?
Yeah, I am. I don't think I need to use it though, but since I said I was going to, another 4, actually 18, 22 to hit.
That super hits, and you are within 5 feet, so that's sneak attack damage.
Awesome. Max on sneak, but only 2 on the D8, so for a total of 12 points of piercing damage.
12 points of piercing damage.
Yep.
Very, very similar to your encounter with the previous skeleton that you actually were able to finish off. You like land it, its back is to you, you just land it square in the kind of the back of its rib cage and shove its entire rib cage out of its chest as the rest of its surrounding skeleton just collapses in a clattering pile around it, finishing it off.
Nice.
Awesome. Let's see.
Okay.
To dash, disengage, or hide.
Yeah, you got cunning action, didn't you?
I do, and I'm trying
Yeah.
to think about how I want to use it.
I got you. For those that were not aware, the party did hit level 2 after the camera shut off last Monday, so they had been through quite an ordeal, so I felt like they had earned it.
I feel like Jakob needs some assistance.
He's
Is it
looking
fair
pretty
to say
rough.
that I saw this guy on running in here?
As you kind of came running in there and getting to your spot, you did see this skeletal figure dressed in robes through this doorway.
Okay. I don't know if you'll let me. Well, no, because that's a halfling ability. But is there anything to his sides? I'm wanting to use my action
So
to dash and maybe get inside here with him.
you guys can see
You can't.
a little more in here. That there's some open space here, as well as like there's clearly some open space to this other side as well.
If I use,
You can move through an enemy's occupied square, but you provoke an opportunity attack, right?
well, I would use bonus action disengage.
Yeah, if you disengage, you
Oh.
won't provoke an opportunity attack. But you know you're little and he's a skeleton man, so I'd say
Okay.
it'd be fairly easy for you to walk through there. But just the only difference is you're just not going to be getting slapped by him.
Yeah, I think I want to be. I want to get into this and be an instant threat to this guy. So I would like to bonus action disengage and get right on the other side of this guy if I can.
Okay. So getting in there will of course reveal the rest of this little room. So it's a little from what you can see as you're kind of running in here, it looks to be kind of like an alchemist's workshop, perhaps.
No other moving skeletons or anything.
There's nothing else in here besides this one.
Okay. All right.
DM, I forget, I know in previous editions, you could say up to 5 words even on other people's turns, like to shout reactively. Can you do that in this edition?
I'm not certain. I believe it's always if you're trying to hold any kind of conversation, it kind of your bit of it is kind of needing to be had on your turn.
All right, so you can't shout anything reactively to what's going on in other turns.
I won't say much. Like you can maybe get like a couple of words out, but you're not gonna be able to do that like on every single person's turn. Sure.
3 words?
Yeah. Sure.
All right. Making sure I got the name right. Jakob, move away!
All right.
He is.
All right. So that is, however, after Gloob's turn is bringing us to Bart before Jakob. So what are you doing, buddy?
Oh, my turn. Well,
Yeah.
I do agree that Jakob's looking pretty rough.
He's having a hard time.
He's having a hard time. So let's see if Phil Sorololi can't help him out a little bit. I run up behind him and just give him a. He got stabbed, right, or shot with an arrow.
He's
first?
gotten shot with 2 arrows and then lobbed
Acid potion.
some acid has slapped up on him.
All right, I'll reach up there and he seems pretty focused, so I'll pop those arrows out real quick and hit him with a cure wounds.
All right.
Could be worse. That is a total of 13 hit points back.
Isn't
Nice.
that max? Holy shit.
No, that's 6 plus 5.
That 6 plus 5 ain't 13.
Oh, that's 11.
I was
11,
like, what?
My math's all over the place.
Alright, nice.
So 11 hit points.
I will remind you, Christopher, that you do have an ability that allows you to heal as a bonus action.
Yes, I forgot about that in the last turn I was planning on.
There you go. Is that going to be all for your turn, Bart?
Yeah, that will be it.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Hmm?
yeah, that'll be it.
Also, quick question. How long does your turn undead last? Does the effects of turn undead last?
Forever.
That just doesn't stop?
No, let me look it up
Okay.
real quick. 1 minute,
1 minute. Okay.
or until 1 minute until they take damage.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that you said that'll be your turn.
That'll be my turn.
All right. That brings us to Jakob. What you doing, buddy?
If I move, let's see, how do I ping? If I move to the square in front of the spooky skeleton sorcerer, will that trigger an attack of opportunity?
No, only moving out of somebody's threatened area or trying to like
Okay.
move through their square. If you do not have a special ability for it, we'll do that.
All right. I'm going to move over there and get covered by the corpse.
Yeah, I don't know why you are there. I'm just gonna, since he's dead, I'm just gonna kind of move him out of the way.
I was kind of shooing aside with my
Yeah.
foot.
Yeah.
Bones to the other side.
He's like, eh. Yeah, you're like shoving like from when Julian. There's not a lot of like solid bones there. Sure, you're like some bone dust and bits and pieces of armor and stuff is just kind of getting shuffled to the side. What would you? Like
I'm gonna whack the sorcerer with the greatsword because I'm not sure if there are more enemies in there with glue, but I am definitely irked about the acid.
the acid getting lobbed at you.
Yeah.
Word.
So I'm
Smack
gonna roll
away, my friend.
roll that d4 with it.
Okay.
That's a 3 plus 17, so 20.
20 total. That
Yes.
hits. Yeah.
Let's go.
All right.
This is not the juggernaut.
That
Juggernaut
is
skeleton.
14.
14 damage. Is that what you said?
Wait a minute.
Yes, 14.
14. That's chunky.
That's chunky.
That's chunky. So unlike the others, this one doesn't seem to be particularly resistant to your attacks, and you feel like you just kind of just landing right across this where the skeleton's clavicle would be through its robes, and you just get a meaty thwack in. Not so meaty since he's a skeleton, but you know you get the point.
Yeah.
Is chopping into a skeleton's rib cage and then hearing some of their like their rib bones just sort of like clatter to the ground underneath their robe, is that like the same as someone pissing themselves, hearing like the little on the floor?
I mean, they can't like will their ribs to drop, but I mean, it may remind you of that. You may be like, ah, he's so afraid. But you do hear a solid crunch. It doesn't sound like all of his bones are intact underneath that robe, Jakob. Is there anything else you would like to do on your turn? You do have another
Can I still move?
Yeah, you can still move. You only moved a little bit.
Okay.
Though if you move with outside of 5 feet range of him, it will provoke an attack of opportunity.
From both the, what is that, light blue and the sorcerer?
The blue and red currently are both frightened. They can't really do anything but kind of be spooked by Bart, but it would provoke an attack of opportunity from the robed skeleton.
If I move to where the orange's corpse is sorry to have to make you move that again. Is that still within?
You would be moving out of his threatened range. So what he as you're trying to step like back out of the doorway into the right, he'd take a swipe at you.
All right, I'll let him do that.
You'll let him do that? Okay.
Mhm.
Let me double check what that is, because this is not in him lobbing. He looks like he's just trying to get his little bony claws in you. I doubt. I don't think he gets it though with an 11.
Nope.
Those bony fingers just as you're backing up, just try to snag at some of your armor, but don't seem to find any purchase.
Gives you a little caress on the cheek.
Goodbye.
He's but I wanted to throw more acid at you.
No. Oh God.
No, thank you. So that's gonna be it for my turn.
Did you want to use your second wind? Since you forgot to.
I'm at 19 health, so I mean.
Since you said you had forgot before, I figured I would remind you. All right. So that brings us to our 2 skeleton boys who are still shaking in their skeleton boots, and they can't really get any farther away. Like they're both trying to kind of like push themselves into that corner that Blue is in, but they're huddling right there. And that's going to be their turn, which brings us to our boy Ned. Gosh darn it. Which nobody apparently is going to inform Ned that y'all are trying to leave these guys scared. So he's just kind of like looking at you like, and is going in for a stab on Red. Like, are we not trying to kill these things? And is making an attack.
That's fair.
He misses though, so you know you're good. He's too busy being confused and just kind of like whooshes past it as it seems to take like no defensive posture whatsoever. And he's hanging out. He doesn't get what's going on here, but he's here for it. He saw the gold on these things' ribs. He's like, that's money. He's motivated by that, which will bring us to Julian.
So just making sure, I was frozen for about a minute and a half.
Yes, sir.
Make sure I didn't miss anything important with Yaka moving from right there down to right there.
He moved in, took a smack at the Skeleman with the robe, got a pretty solid hit on it, and took a step back out. He he got a pretty chunky heal from your friend Bart.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I'm gonna move up to where the orange skeleton is.
There's not an orange skeleton there, but
A brown.
He
It looks
was
orange
there.
on my screen.
Oh yeah, but he's dead, regardless of what color it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I'm moving up to the
Yeah.
square where that corpse marker is.
I gotcha.
Um,
Which I'm just gonna keep moving that so we can see our players' tokens.
The skeleton just keeps getting shuffled around on the ground.
Yeah.
Somebody's
He's just
got to
like,
push for him.
like it's really not all in one place anymore. Y'all have just been kind of kicking bits that are in your way. So this skeleton is now all over the place.
more screaming that sounds really just like making weird noises.
Mm-hmm.
Bonus action to gesture and transfer the curse to acid robe skeleton dude.
Very well.
Gonna take a swap at him.
You're gonna take a what?
SWAT at him.
All right.
It's a 19 to hit after
19
bonuses.
Super duper hits.
Not as super sexy on this damage roll. That is going to be 11.
11 points of damage.
Yep.
So you once again are coming in from around this corner, bringing your sword around to get a hit on this guy, enveloped with the black watery energy as it passes through the area where your crest had appeared when you transferred, and you get a solid swipe across the front of the skeleton as the necrotic energy as it transfers to him, burning a lot of a good chunk of the robes away, so it's now hanging kind of like he's got like an open shirt. And burning up some of the skeleton, some of its bones itself, but it is not fellet this time.
Fair. Alright, well that's all my stuff.
All right, Julian. That brings us to the top of our initiative order, which is our Skeleman, who is now kind of cornered by a couple of people.
Try to move, motherfucker.
It
He's gonna cast Misty Step. I'm like, son of a bitch.
while this thing seems to have like a little bit more going on than the regular Skelemans that were out front, it doesn't have much, and it's kind of it's trapped, so it knows like its only way to back up and get to throw more acid is to get past Gloob, and so it's gonna turn around and take a swipe at you with a bony hand, which, oh man, I just realized I super messed up. Yakub should have been dead. He's supposed to throw 2 of those acid blobs. Whoopsie daisies.
Oh.
That's fine.
So that's a 13 to hit, Gloob.
That misses. My
That
AC
misses?
is 15.
So as it just swings around, taking a claw, having one clawed hand, swipe at you, and you just like that, you just very easily kind of bob and weave out of the way as it passes through the space which you once occupied. It's now facing you and is just more of that kind of like, it's almost like it's trying to form words as its mouth opens and closes, but it just doesn't have enough left to really do anything. But that will end its turn, bringing us to you, Gloob. This thing just tried to smack you. What would you like to do?
Well, I wanted shut up with that speaking and whispering and stuff. So I'm gonna try to shove my rapier up through its jaw.
Stop making air noises.
Don't like that.
Very good. Roll it.
That's a natural 1.
It's a big yikes.
In your like fervor to end this thing's weird, creepy, whispery like tones, you go for the swipe straight up, and you get up in its rib cage. But then as it comes out, it just goes harmlessly past the skull itself before you bring your sword back down.
Well, that's my turn.
That's your turn.
I'm just gonna end it. Nothing else. Yep.
All right.
Nothing
Okay.
else.
That brings us to Bart.
Brings us to Bart. Well,
Bart. It rhymes with fart.
I'm gonna move on in here, on in that position.
Okay.
Just
So you're now right.
wiggle
up
on
next to the guy.
through. That's right.
What would you like?
And I'm gonna make him hear the sound of my father's grandfather clock inside of his house. And I'm told
elaborate.
that
Oh. Okay. And that
worn
is
out as
a-
welcome. It's time to leave. Sir Ollie says the welcoming door only stays open so long.
And what kind of is that? A wisdom or
Wisdom
constitution?
saving.
Wisdom saving throw with a
Wisdom
DC 15.
DC 15, correct.
Okay, that grandfather clock rings true. Roll your damage for me.
1d12, that's a 9.
That's 9, and that's necrotic
9.
damage, correct?
Correct. Oh shit, did I just heal him? No!
God.
No.
Actually, wait a minute. Isn't it necrotic or radiant?
No,
or is it
it's
just necrotic? Okay.
How would you like to bring around his demise, Bart?
Yeah.
I would like him to just sort of freeze when he hears the clock sort of chime and just collapse, like his soul is just called off the plane of existence. He just is just no more.
Okay, it's as you say. This bell tolls out, and while it had been aggressively posturing towards your friend Gloob, as this rings out into this small room, it freezes one hand, kind of raised to go for another claw strike at Gloob. And it sits there for a second, completely frozen, and then this wispy blue energy that seemed to be partially what was sending that glow through the door itself, as well as kind of emanating from just random places within the skeleton, kind of wisps all together and leaves before the what semblance of beard was left just completely crumbles, immediately followed by the collapse of the skeleton itself.
He
Damn.
said, "Slap your beard off with magic."
Yeah, you did. That's all that had it on there, man. He's been down here for a minute. That's the only reason there was any beard left. That's
all
fucked up,
this
dude.
stuff's going on. This guy was just trying to figure out how to get some Rogaine. That's the real secret plan. Is I just need you bandits to cover up my research for a little bit longer while I make this hair regrowth alchemical supply.
Good lord. So yeah, the acid lobber done and dusted. Is that gonna be all for your turn?
Yeah, that's it. I'm good.
All right, Jakob. You vaguely heard some bell tolling, followed by the clattering or muffled clattering of a skeleton collapsing into its robes from the other room. What would you like to do?
I would like to move on over here and
Alright.
take a swipe at the red boy.
Okay.
If that's red.
Yeah,
Round.
go ahead and smack him.
All right, I'm gonna use D4 as well. It's 2 plus, so 25.
20. Yeah, that fucking hits. It hits.
Yeah.
I think. I'm
That-
pretty sure it hits.
Is 12 damage.
12 damage.
Yeah.
Comes crashing down on his fearful form, forcing that coating to shed from this skeleton once more. As you do so, solid hit, but it now stops trying to flee into the corner and straightens back up some more and turns to face you and your fellows.
All right. That will be my turn.
Okay. Brings us to Blue Skeleton, who's still scared. I was about to say pissless, but they don't pee. Skipping on down to Red's turn, who's just gonna immediately retaliate against Jakob, as I do believe he is one of the closest offending members. For a 19 to hit.
God damn.
That hits.
I'm sorry, 21 to hit.
Definitely hits.
Jesus.
So he's gonna hit you for a whopping. Oh wow, they rolled max damage. 8 points of piercing damage.
All right, so 5. All right.
He comes around from being feared by you just with a big overhand stab, and you can't quite get your blade in the way in time, and it's impacting with that same place that arrow had been before and slipping in through that piercing in your armor and stabbing you pretty good. Oh man, which brings us to our boy Ned. Maybe he can hit something this time because he's having a hard time. He's once again now less bewildered as the skeletons are now attacking once again. He's taken a stab again at this red skeleton who took a stab at his friend. There we go, Ned. He hits. Thank goodness. With a resounding stab of shit for damage. He hits the red skeleton, doesn't seem to find much purchase, but it does seem to crack out some more of the bones. Its left arm now is severed kind of at the elbow and just kind of falling off. It wasn't using it anyway, but clearly showing that this there's not much left holding this skeleton together. Which brings us to Julian.
So right after that first smackaroonie on the robed skeleton, and it was knocked down by Bart over there. What?
Ian, you looking stuff up?
Oh, yep. Sorry, wrong thing. I need to open that in a different page. I'm sorry. I realized in the middle of this that I was like, oh wait, we don't have any music playing. Pull that up in a different spot. I'm just gonna keep having problems.
Could have been worse.
Yeah, hey.
Could have not been Spotify.
Y'all aren't just looking up weird shit in the middle of your D&D streams.
So, seeing that, gonna turn around and immediately two-handed stab at the red skeleton using the bonus action to transfer the curse at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and roll.
Red?
Yeah.
Okay.
We got... Ooh, my attack rolls are getting lower and lower with every one. 14 on this attack roll.
14 to hit?
Yeah.
You hit him, but it's close. But you do hit him.
All right. Also, even lower on the damage. I guess the longer this fight goes on, the worse I'm going to get. With both dice, that'll be a total of 10 damage.
10 damage. It's not super high, but damned if it isn't enough. You're coming in, like I said, he was already looking pretty rough, that arm missing. But you bring it in with that mixture of necrotic as well as slashing, kind of using your sword more as a blunt instrument damage-wise. But it does the job as you transfer that necrotic damage and smash a bit the last few bits of this skeleton, and he collapses into a mixture of dust and solid bits as well as some metal. He is dead. Again. Re-dead. Will that be your turn?
Super dead.
Super dead. Extra dead. He's going to super hell.
Extra dead.
Super hell.
He's going to super hell. All right.
Yeah, I love that grocery store.
Super hell? I didn't know there was a grocery store. All right, that brings us all the way up to Gloob because there's no longer any enemies that go before you.
I suppose I will try to stab at Blue by stepping in the square where the ye old acid lobber is.
Very well.
And try to take a stab at Blue.
Move his skeleton or his little token so we can see you pretty frog face.
I cannot roll that dice and a d4. Yeah, that's 13, 17, 21 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Awesome.
My goodness.
It's 2, 7 plus 4 for 11 points of piercing damage.
11 points of piercing damage. Give him a good slap-a-rooney. Man, y'all are going down the line with not having hit these guys. Sheds its little coating of whatever the fuck, presumably put on him by that weird wispy beard skeleton man. But that's a solid hit all the same. He's stopped cowering in the corner. Bart. Would you
It's
like to wrap
on
this
me?
up? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no, I cannot move my character on the Twitch stream.
My boy. My buddy.
I will wiggle around underneath the red here, using him like a turtle shell.
God damn it. Y'all are going to keep making me move these fucking tokens. I'm going to have to figure out why I need to be able to put them below you guys. That's what it needs.
Actually, you know what? I can just move back right here. And I'll cast Toll the Dead on that guy, so he just needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Alright. Yeah, no, he doesn't make it. Roll your damage, my friend.
Super 4.
4? It burns away at some more of his skeleton form, but he is not dropping quite yet. Like you see, you manage to make some of like those ribs drop off, and you feel like though he isn't actually feared, he still seems pretty scared of you. Jakob.
Fucking should be.
Will you wrap this up?
I'll move in to attempt to wrap it up on him.
Oh yeah.
And same verse as the first. I'm gonna whack him with the greatsword. Rolling d4. Got a 2 plus 22, so 24.
Yeah, you hit.
Nice.
And then let's see. I hit him for 11.
11 points of damage. Plenty. Yeah. You with, I don't know, a mixture of frustration over getting smacked around so much and wanting to be, as well as being done with all these shenanigans in this house. You bring your sword crashing down with a bit of a roar and just smash it straight through its skull. Just kind of explodes into shards of bone as the skeleton collapses onto the floor.
All right.
And
Nice.
that is all of them dead. You boys are out of initiative.
Nice.
Well, I guess there were some kind of ghosts in here after all.
Yeah.
Well, the sign on the door was right.
Yeah, it was. I kind of expected that to be a bit of a ruse.
I think we might have found our missing out of townspeople.
You're probably right.
Roll an intelligence check for me, Jakob.
All right. That's a 10.
It's a 10. That's fine. These skeletons have all been here for much longer than any of the reportedly missing townspeople.
Never
Like
mind.
there's like especially these ones on the outside, there's like nothing left on them, skin wise. Like they're bleached white with those two, like each of them having those two ribs that look like they were dipped in gold, just about.
Speaking of golden ribs,
Yes.
after sitting back on my heels for a few seconds and catching my breath, gonna make my way around snapping these ribs off.
Yeah, Ned's not far behind you. He just kind of was looking around and he's seeing that glint and it's like, sorry. Easy enough there, especially after they've lost whatever was keeping them animated. Whatever magic was keeping them animated, you're able to snap them right off. They're not solid gold, obviously, but like I said, they appear to have been coated in gold. They definitely look like they're worth something.
Interesting.
So, peek into this nearby room.
In this room off to the side.
Yeah, taking a hint from my comrades that are popping ribs off, I would like to search this individual right here.
Okay.
How long does that D4 last?
10 minutes. I think.
Yep.
That's what he said.
1 minute?
10.
10 minutes. Okay, so it's safe to say it's still going?
Oh, easily.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I will... Just an investigation check?
Yeah. Quick investigation check.
All right. That is a 19 on the die. 4 on the
Yeah.
D4. So 23 plus investigation. I'm looking at my abilities. Sorry, I should have had it up. Is a 0, so 23.
That's a-okay. That's all. That's more than you needed. You find on this guy, this skeleton with his robes. There's no pockets or anything. However, he does have kind of what was clutched in one hand, the kind of the hand that was not doing the clawing and the lobbing, clutches a flat, like, just it looks almost like a plain river stone, but is incredibly smooth and just has some lines of gray and black and a mixture of it's a round oval about size of like a little bit in your palm, not huge but not tiny either. But he was clutching onto that, as well as at his waist is a bag of some kind. It's for whatever reason though, you open it up and there's nothing in there, but is also black, just completely pitch black within the bag itself. It's pretty nice looking, like it's pretty ornate, has some like silver like worked into the bag itself, and has, you know, some nice well knotted drawstrings that seem to have lasted despite the fact that it has been down here for a very long time.
When I reach my hand into the bag, does it stop at a bottom, or does it?
No.
Just...
Absolutely
No,
not.
just
Your arm just goes, yeah.
I'll take it and I put my head in it, trying to find a bottom to this thing.
You stick your head in it and you can't
Yeah.
see anything in there, but you also find there's no air. Not really. Anyway, it seems kind of stale.
I would assume you guys probably walk into Gloob with his head in this bag, like trying to look around. Up! I found something.
What you got there, Gloob?
It's a bag with a big hole at the bottom.
Sounds like it could be useful.
Would there be a
Druid's a
check
fisherman.
Do what, Kent?
Would there be a check to try and see if you've heard of a bag of holding before?
Sure. Easy, like, Arcana check, even if you're not trained in it.
I'm not gonna roll though.
Okay. Like I said, it's an easy check.
Oh, yeah, Julian's a
16 plus
fisherman.
1?
though.
Yeah, you've definitely heard of it. You were like, oh, I know what this is. It's used for
Oh,
magical
hey.
storage.
That seemed like that old bearded skeleton down there had a bag of holding. You can kind of
A what?
just... It's like a magic bag that you can shove all kind of shit into. And you just reach in and grab out whatever you need.
So far, you're describing every bag.
Well, I mean, like, you could probably shove that whole desk in it over there, and it'd still weigh the same as it does if it were empty in your hand.
Very intrigued. Gloob is 100% going to go try.
I want to go.
Just
watch
going
it.
to go try?
I'm going to I'm assuming failingly attempt to like put the desk into the bag itself.
Well, come on now, son. It's got to actually fit in the...
Yeah.
And you can't stretch it open. You'll break it. Just...
You said I could put the desk in. That's all I'm saying.
Well, in theory, that was a mistake on my wording. But,
All right, well, how do I see if there's anything in it? I'm just going to start like shaking it.
There's definitely nothing in there.
I don't know. I just know what they're called. Maybe it's got a command word or something. Tell it empty or
Empty.
just...
Well, we can inspect it back at town. We still gotta let the guards know about the smuggler's hall.
That's a good idea. Make sure that people get what belongs to them back.
All right, any idea on this? And I'll toss him the river stone.
Ah.
Who's grabbing it?
Art or Julian, I suppose. I'll throw the bag of holding around my shoulders.
I
I
mean,
mean, I could give it a.
if are any of you like trained in Arcana?
Just history, not Arcana.
I don't
Y'all
think
have
any of us
no
are.
fucking idea what it is. It's just it looks like a rock to you guys.
We saw him using it as some sort of spell focus, right?
He was just holding it. It was just clutched like in one of his skeleton hands.
Just gonna kind of raise an eyebrow at it and be like,
Ah. A rock.
Well, I mean, if that skeleton was holding on to it, it's got to be important for some reason.
Well,
Oh, I put it in the bag. Glue wants to see how this thing works.
Sure, go right ahead.
shrugging.
It'll probably be pretty safe in there.
Throw it into the bag of holding.
It enters and goes into the blackness within. It disappears.
Glue goes right after it with his hands again.
So you stick your hand in, like actively like thinking about getting that rock, and it's in your hand.
It's crazy.
It
I'll
does seem
probably
pretty
sit
cool.
there doing that, like in the bag, so everybody can't see him do it. I'll probably just recall the rock in my hand and just drop it back down and recall the rock in my hand over and over again.
You got a little froggy brain over there, like.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what's happening right now.
Oh man. Okay. All right. Has any of you guys taken like a proper look around this room, or have y'all just been
No,
enthralled with
I was-
the bag and the skeleton?
I was planning on going to look at the alchemist table.
Yeah, I'll search the rest of the room while he does that, I guess.
Sure.
And I'd like to
there's
search the
there's
bodies.
not much in here outside of what looks like a workbench down at the far end.
And I assist Bart in looking at the
Sure.
alchemist table.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Go right ahead.
So that's with advantage.
Yep.
Oh, the second one was a 3. But 18 total for the first one.
18
The
total.
+1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is a-okay. You're looking at here, and this is like, it's like I said, it looks like it's a workbench of some kind. There's a lot of like broken glassware and stuff that he was using to measure components and things, like some pottery, all kinds of storage stuff that's long since either aged into dust or has gotten knocked over and broken by this skeleton and his rummagings around. However, you do see on there's a book, as well as that it looks like is open. It looks like maybe the skeleton had been over here just kind of staring at it. Like the bench itself is kind of like knocked to the side as if he would been disturbed by your guys' presence when you first opened the door and engaged the skeletons on the outside. Alongside it, you see what appears to be a skull, a human skull, an apple, a rose, and then a few different like discs that look like they were probably looks like they're used for weights and stuff, but they all are gold.
So a golden apple, a golden rose.
A golden skull and a bunch of weights that look like that were used previously for weighing, in his work, but now also golden.
Just gonna make sure we get a hold of those.
There's also some gold pieces, all in all, adding up to about 47 gold pieces.
Can I check out the bodies for both loot and any sign of the missing people?
By all means, roll away.
What's
See
that? The book.
If you guys take a look at it, that its title is Ye Secret of Ye Philosopher's Stone.
Oh,
Looks
I
like
fucking knew it.
that he had been actively kind of been trying to read it. It is written in common. Like I said, none of y'all are trained in it unless you happen to know what a philosopher's stone is just off the top of your head. Clearly some kind of alchemical work. But the book itself is nice and looks like you might be able to pawn it for some money.
Oh, Julian likes books. That's going in his backpack.
Very
Well,
well.
that's kind of funny. You'd figure a philosopher skeleton wouldn't just attack people outright.
Well, I do know some grumpy, smart people. I rolled a 14.
You rolled a 14. The skeletons have what they had on them. A handful of them appeared to have been armed with short bows. All of them had short swords. Kind of. They've been down here. They haven't been really exposed to any moisture, so they're in pretty good condition. None of them are particularly nice, and then they're wearing some like scraps of armor that may at one point have been held together by leather or any other kind of cloth or something along those lines, but has long since kind of rotted away.
I'm gonna retrieve my longbow before I forget.
You have your longbow. Ned's just kind of looking around. He's got a handful, like get a few of these ribs, and doesn't really have anywhere to put it, so he's just kind of standing there with them in his hands. Like, so, looking, kind of peering around the corner, wasn't wanting to get in y'all's business. Y'all find anything good in there?
Some gold.
Gold is always nice. Holds up the couple handfuls of ribs he's currently has in his hands.
Well,
So we done here?
Yeah, I think we should go find the town guard and tell him about this place.
I
Gonna.
don't need to know about all this gold down here, though. I mean,
I've already buckled the
Okay.
top of my backpack shut.
hey,
That's not town property.
As long as it doesn't belong to somebody.
They're probably super long dead.
well, it belongs to somebody now, I'm sure.
All right.
Can I roll an insight check on Ned? I'm getting. I don't know. I would like to see if I'm getting any. Is he looking to steal anything from us, or him kind of peeking in the room sort of rubbed me the wrong way? Is it like I want to see what he's in here for? I want to see if he's looking shifty at us or anything.
Yeah, go ahead, roll an insight
Like
check.
maybe that gold that Julian gave him got a taste of it. Now he wants more.
Go ahead and roll away.
That's a natural one.
Perfectly friendly as far as you can tell. Like, just curious, asking what
Okay.
y'all found in there.
All right, no worries.
What are you doing?
Well, Gloob, if you want to, you can probably just, grab anything you want and shove it in that bag, and we can just carry it with us. You can carry every single one of these swords and grab all those books upstairs before they go bad.
My eyebrows shoot up when you say books.
You saw these books are not a mystery to you. You've seen them all.
Oh, I know. I took the good ones, but I only had so much backpack space.
No, you got plenty.
True.
of bags
Glue
back.
with his sort of elbow deep in the bag when Bart says his name, drops the rock that he had just recalled again for probably the 30th time. Like, oh, yep, all right, well, yep, I'll go get the swords, I guess. Before I do that, though, with several of these secret doors, can I just do an investigation check of the room just to see if there are any more secret doors past this?
Sure, go ahead.
Natural one. What has happened?
I was about to remind you, you can technically add that D4 to it, but guess it doesn't matter. Looks like a room to you. Stone walls. You just kind of look at him, you kind of brush your hand across them like, yep, that looks solid.
All right. Well, in that case, I will go into the other room and I will start swords and arrows and everything else. I'll just gather everything
Just gather
off
it.
of these guys and throwing it into the bag.
Okay. So all in
You
all,
said, sorry, right here, that was some kind of oven, right? Or something like that? A cooking
which
device?
yeah, that's kind of like where their cook fire was at. Is at this juncture, very not anything in it.
Right. Did they have supplies for it nearby?
Like some standard fare if you're looking around for it. Nothing super exciting. Just some like dried goods that perhaps they were kind of tossing into a pot of water to make some kind of bland stew. as well as some like hardtack that's nearby and stuff like some flour, that kind of thing.
Sure.
By
Take it
means,
all. It's only gonna go bad.
knock
Hey,
yourself
Glue.
out.
We should go ahead and grab some of this stuff so it doesn't go bad. I can probably whip us up something on the road if we keep on traveling together.
Gloob is more than happy to keep shoving shit into this bag. Continues just to
We're gonna have to like stop him from like just shoving like twigs and rocks and shit walking down the road into it.
we'll 100% have to do that.
Yeah, Glue,
Eventually.
you're sitting there shoving these swords in, man, and it just as soon as the hilt disappears, gone. No visual whatsoever. Same with the bows and the arrows and all that fun stuff.
Gloob is infatuated. This is the best.
Yeah, nice.
I'm gonna call out to Julie and say like, "Hey, come over here for a second."
What do you need?
I mean, well, what do you think about these people? They seem nice enough. They might be able to help us on the road. If you want to keep traveling with them, they obviously helped us out a lot in this house.
Well, they're definitely capable, but we'll have to see what they're intending when we get back.
All right.
I can't make people join my mission.
That is true, but they do seem friendly enough.
Clearly,
They
A
might,
lot of people are friendly.
Her voice is like super hard to keep up for any period of time.
Well, they just might need 2 more traveling companions.
Were you guys having this conversation?
Just down here, next to the door. We're not like being like, I'm not being too like quiet about it. Just talking to my friend.
I assume it's while we're getting the kitchen stuff over here.
Yeah.
While they're having that conversation, and me and Bart are getting this hardtack and these cooking supplies. So, Bart, should we just leave these guys here?
I don't know. They seem like all right sorts, and I don't know that one guy. I mean, he looks like he could probably use a couple more friends. You look in that fella's eyes, he's definitely seen some shit. That fella needs some help. We can probably give it to him.
I'm not so sure I'm necessarily qualified to give help, but okay. I'll follow with you.
I think you were a great help down here. You did a good job. We saved a man. Just wave over.
Ned's still standing there. He's got his 2 handfuls of golden ribs. It's just like, what? Like he's letting y'all are doing your thing. He's like, yep, that makes sense. Get what you can. Kind of looking around for something he can use as like a makeshift bag, maybe. Like just kind of clank.
I'll just point a thumb over to one of the beds, like they ain't gonna use those sheets, son. You can go ahead and take them.
He just put it. That's a good idea. It just goes over and is like pulling some sheets off and making it into a makeshift sack.
Did we ever crack these boxes open?
Which
I think
boxes? Y'all never really searched that room.
Gloob, after having this conversation with Bart, as we're kind of just going through, I'd like to look in these boxes and see if
full of gold.
If I can remember which fucking room that is. Okay. I mean, yeah, if you wanna go in there, you just wanna.
Yeah, just pry the top off the boxes and
if you
see
just
what's
wanna
up.
just roll an investigation check for me real quick.
Oh God, this has not been going well for me.
Still got a D4 maybe.
Okay.
At this point, it's been
10 minutes.
Yeah. Y'all have been going through all kinds of stuff. Like he went through and picked up like all the weapons off of those skeletons. It's been 10
Rocks.
I'll have mercy on him. I'll see him kind of having a rough time obliviously poking around, and I'll go do the same.
It was a 13. I was not obliviously
That was
poking
not,
around.
I hadn't quite gotten to say what was in there, but you did find the stuff that was in there, for the record. You poking around in that room off of the rack the racks and stuff that are on that back wall that are kind of forming that L shape, as well as in the boxes themselves. You go through there. There's about a single full bottle of middling grade wine. It looks like there's a bunch of empty bottles and stuff around as well. Anything that was nicer appears to already have been drunken by the smugglers while they have hung out. Good gracious. So it's not it's okay. It's okay wine. Drinkable if that's your thing. However, throughout the rest of the place, this may lend some clues to some other people that have gone missing that you're looking for, Jakob. You find a set of plate mail that's just all kinds of jacked up. Like it's pretty heavily damaged, but all the pieces are there, but just whether it's in serviceable condition or not is definitely up in the air. There is also a longsword and shield you would assume would go along with that plate, as well as a backpack that would have probably belonged to that guy as well, with a few bits and bobs in it still. Not a ton. There's like some about 20 feet or so of the rope that may have once belonged in there. It looks like it's been cut frequently, maybe been used by the smugglers themselves, as well as like a few other pieces like standard adventuring gear, like a pan, a pot, that kind of thing.
Did you write all that down, Cody? I want to make sure we're not double writing stuff I have in the bag of holding versus what you're packing up.
Well, I haven't specified on where things go. I'm just saying everything we've gotten from this house.
Okay.
You've got it written down. That's all you got to remember.
So what was that after the bottle of wine? I was generating the document transfer.
Fucked up.
And the plate mail.
Fucked up
The plate mail. I got the plate mail.
Fucked up plate mail. Sword and shield in better condition, still not great compared to the plate, and as well as a backpack that has some of the odds and ends from what might have been held in like a standard explorer's pack. Like not all 50 foot of rope, missing any of the food, just and a lot of like partial bits of the resources that it would have, because it's been gone through and the smugglers have made some use of it. It's actually off to the side away from where the armor and stuff was piled up. Like they've been going through it fairly frequently.
Is that it?
Yep.
All right.
Hey Ned, did you hear anybody else before us?
He's looking over there. He's got his sack of stuff. I don't think so. No. I mean, he's thinking. He's like, it screams every now and then, but I mean, they didn't seem to capture anybody else. Like the triggering of whatever that screamed at you guys.
You've heard that multiple times now?
Handful, probably. Not super frequently.
How long did you say you've been here?
A couple days.
And you've heard that sound a handful of times? They're not setting this trap off for themselves, right? That would be dumb.
Right.
Yeah, I think you're right, Blue.
That means within the past couple of days, there's been people here. I mean,
he shrugs. I haven't heard any fighting like I heard with you guys. So.
Well, yeah, I'm super badass, but not everybody is.
He kind of nods and like, oh, that's fair.
And you didn't find anything on the boats, Julian? No people tied up or anything?
Nothing that I saw.
What? Wait a minute. We slept. Is it daytime?
Yeah, super daytime.
Lou was gonna think for a second, and then he's gonna run back out there to those caverns. I'm gonna look around, and I'm gonna go down to where the boats are.
Mm-hmm.
Look around to see if I see any body like tied up or anything, and then I'm gonna look out on the horizon and see if I see any. I don't know anything. Larger ships or anything like that.
Nothing.
I'm going to follow Gloob because I'm kind of catching on to what he's saying.
I'll start to go after them at a slower, brisk pace, kind of holding the rib. Or got crit with a fucking arrow the night before. Like, ugh. No, my own rib.
I thought I was like, you're just like waving around one of the golden ribs, like, what are you guys doing?
Just like, oh, okay, yep, okay. Yep. You know
Yeah,
that.
you come out there, you look around. There's no signs of anybody having like, you don't see any signs of people being out there. Kind of would have sucked if y'all just left them out there all night, though, to be honest. But and you look out on the horizon, no ships that you can see at the moment.
I think we should go and find the town guard, and they should be able to help us find any rooms we missed, or just tell them that they have secret rooms here, so they'll look a little bit closer for any missing people.
Julian's got that lantern and that code in it. Maybe they got to get signaled at night to come in and pick up the goods.
Wait a minute. I got an idea. Don't move your feet. I'm gonna look around on the ground and see if I see, like, you know how if you drag bodies, like trenches will be made with their ankles or heels or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Can I look around to see if I see anything like that, like if they're dragging people?
Roll a survival check for me.
Word.
I'll aid him,
Sure.
or help him.
All right. Survival. I am actually trained in, so that's nice.
Nice.
Let's say 16. Oh wait, I'm getting advantage, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That is a 16.
16 total. You're
16 total.
looking around on the floor here. It does get more stony out here on this outside bit of the cavern. And you can see evidence of like these guys themselves like coming around, especially the hobgoblins. They're pretty heavy guys that leave some pretty deep footprints. But not really seeing any of those like you're saying, the trenches of people being dragged around.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I don't know if anybody's gonna come with me, but I'm gonna see if there's any town guard close to outside.
Y'all are a good bit away. You're like a solid 2 hours.
Oh,
from,
okay.
From Saltmarsh itself.
Then never mind on that, because I ain't gonna.
Is there anywhere else that we missed? I mean, I checked the room we were just in for more secret doors. I did a really good job. I didn't find any more.
Based on what our friend Sandballet said, I imagine those other intruders are long gone.
Yeah, but there's no signs of them, right?
They had like a rowboat, right?
Yes. There's a little, I think it's called like a jolly boat or something, but yeah, there's a little rowboat. This is also, right next to the ocean. So
Adjust your vaguely out
Barely.
the direction of the ocean.
yeah, especially with, Julian, your intimate knowledge of body disposal at sea.
That's a good point.
Fishing, anything.
Well, they were loading up all the loot into the boat. I'm sorry.
How well can Julian see underwater? Or I guess this would be a question for Julian. Julian, how well can you see underwater? You might be able to swim and see if maybe there's some bodies close to that docking area.
I'm going to heave a heavy, raspy sigh and start walking towards the rowboat.
Like I said, it's not a dock. It's just kind of beached.
Yeah.
On that little area right there. It's not a big boat. It's pretty little.
I'm not getting in the boat. I'm just walking out down the caves where it is.
Okay, yeah, you go down there. It's still there. Like it might have been like shifted a little bit by the tide coming in and out, some waves crashing every now and then, but not much seems to have changed.
I'll drop my backpack, my sword, my shield, my bow, and my walking stick, and I'll just kind of like wade out into the water, then dive down. I'm not going to go far, like maybe 50, 60 feet offshore, see what I see.
Okay. 50, 60 feet offshore? Okay. Like, how deep are you going?
No deeper than 30 or 40 feet. But what I would reasonably think if they kind of rowed out to drop a body in the ocean to let the tide carry it, if I saw any, like, human remains or whatever.
You're, like, actively searching for this? Roll an investigation check for me.
Hope they're not too well hidden. 13.
You're looking around, and I don't do. Can you see any better underwater?
I've got dark vision.
You have dark vision.
Hmm.
I mean, but nothing that specifically is allowing you to see underwater better.
It says I can.
It's more than just dark down here. It's murky. Like, there's like silt and stuff.
Let me double check. I believe I'm supposed to be able to function underwater like a fish, but I'll double check.
I know you can breathe underwater and you can swim. You have a swim speed, but I don't know. Just quick double check.
Yeah, I'm double checking.
I mean, I don't know how good that wall of Julian's underwater. I don't know how good that's gonna do. That's a really big lake, but
Isn't that a lake? Oh yeah, you're a frog. Okay, sorry.
It
Couldn't tell where that disconnect was coming from. My bad.
I don't get like any magical ability to see. I can see underwater fine, it says, but not
Right.
any more than a fish could. A
Not,
fish
not
can see
any
through silt.
better. I mean, okay, so with the 13, I mean, you're looking around and you're not seeing any immediate evidence of corpses. Like you're not seeing any like bones or anything, but this is this isn't like a sheltered cove. Like you said, if they're dropping off bodies to be washed out by the tide, it looks like maybe if anything has been there, that has been the case for it.
So a good area for dumping bodies to be washed out to tide.
Yeah, more or less.
Alright.
This
Yep.
is, like I said, this is not a cove. This is a pretty like sheer cliff, and then that area where the rowboat itself is kind of like a little cave that goes in the side of this cliff, and is basically out to sea.
Gonna come slopping out of the water. Are they there or are they back upstairs still?
Where you
I'll
guys
wait
are.
on you, sure.
Yeah,
Because I asked you to do it.
Yeah, so
Sorry.
yeah, you guys wait for him probably for about 20-25 minutes as he kind of swims out and gives a good look around, but then kind of comes back out sloshing.
Kind of pick up the backpack. Be like,
Anything dropped in that water is long gone.
Well, thanks for looking.
grab my shit, start heading back up towards the horses.
Time to alert the guards.
Well, yeah, seems like as good a time as any.
all right.
We got everything we want to get from this place. We can go be heroes.
Guys, while we're out here alone, Ned's still in there? I don't know.
He's out there with you guys. At
Oh,
this point.
never mind,
Y'all
he's
went
right.
walking. He's sitting there with his little makeshift sack over his shoulder, like he's just
Oh,
waiting
never
on
mind.
you guys.
Hey, Ned.
Hey.
No worries. Nothing.
Oh,
All right.
Okay.
Let's go.
Huh? Yeah. Let's get out of here. And you see like some of the weapons off of like some of the other hobgoblins and stuff. Like he's got like bits and bobs kind of stuffed in his sack that you guys hadn't grabbed. So y'all are heading on out back to Saltmarsh.
Yeah.
All right.
Believe so. Did we, out of character, did we search the mage? Did someone do that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sam
Okay.
Ballot. Mm-hmm.
Right.
You didn't find a ton on him, but like some gold, some other valuables, that kind of thing.
How for the loot chart? How should I describe that river rock he had? Was it like engraved or just a river rock?
It just seemed like a plain river rock, just really smooth. Like it's like that's a nice rock, but it's still a rock. But he was also
The
just,
rock
like,
is
holding on to it.
100% in the bag of holding, if you would like to notate that, because I am still recalling it and dropping
Yeah,
it.
you just went right back to doing the rock over and over again.
Yeah, it's absent-mindedly now.
I just made a loot chart document so that we can split things up later and weren't losing anything in the details.
Oh, I'm gonna lose tons of stuff in this bag.
Everything's
hard
going to be
to-
covered in poison.
I say it's hard to lose things in that bag. How long does your poison last, Jones? Like a minute?
Mhm.
I know your contact poison, like on your skin, is as long as you're touching them, but goodness. Okay, so y'all are making your way back to good old. Let me make sure this updated properly before we swap back to Saltmarsh. Anybody doing anything particular on their way?
I'm gonna have a conversation with my daughter. I'm just kind of like
That's
talking.
Fucking weird, but okay.
Excuse me, sir. It's my daughter. I'm not gonna
I'm
ignore her.
fucking God. I can say it's weird if I feel like it.
It's just gonna be kind of like like comment every now and then, just kind of off into the distance, but kind of quietly, not
All
trying
right.
to like have anybody.
Okay. Yeah, you're just. If anything, if you guys notice at all, you notice Julian kind of muttering to himself a bit, or if not muttering, just kind of having a
Julian.
Jacob having a bit of absent-minded conversation with himself as y'all make your way back. Like I said, it takes a couple hours, so anything that y'all want to be said, speak now, forever hold your peace.
I don't notice Jakob muttering to himself because I am super lost in thought,
Wonderful.
looking dazed as fuck.
Ned is just kind of chattering to you guys like, I'm so glad I'm so glad you guys found me when you did. I don't know how long they were planning on keeping me. They would come up and just kind of like, poke at me, maybe ask me a couple questions every now and then, but then they just left me alone. But I'm so glad because not only am I now not gonna like die or be enslaved, I'm just, I'm a little better off for it. I don't have quite the stuff I showed up in, but I mean, I can spend the extra money that I've gotten from this, to replace what I lost. And just kind of chattering as you go.
The entire time, Gloob is thinking about robbing him for everything he has.
That's fucked up. This man almost died for you guys, and you're gonna rob him. Wow.
Hey, for this loot table,
Yes.
off of the skeletons you took their short bows, short swords, arrows, and what else?
And some scrap metal that was kind of hanging on them as armor. It couldn't really be called armor at this point anymore.
And how many arrows off of them?
Oh, for the love of money. 20.
Love of money. That's exactly what it's for.
20 arrows total
Right.
between the 6 of them.
The loot table is complete.
Wonderful. All right. So, you guys come approaching Saltmarsh from this. Yes.
I was gonna chat with Julian a little bit on the way, if that's all right.
By all means. That's what I was asking.
So he's kind of moseying on along. So, Julian, you said you were looking for a fella.
Yeah. There's a distinct pause while he processes the fact that someone's talking to him, because when you walk up, he is zoned the fuck out. He's like, huh? Hi!
Yeah, you're looking for a fella. You and Jacob?
Yeah.
What's the whole story with that?
He wronged me. Well, more accurately, he works for someone who wronged me.
So it's more of a less business, more of a vendetta kind of thing.
Sure.
Well, I ain't trying to rub you the wrong way or anything. I'm just trying to understand the motivations of what you and Jacob are about.
Jacob wants to do the right thing. Aggressively.
Yeah, he shot the guy in half. I'd say that's pretty aggressive. Long ways.
I'm more goal-oriented. Don't have
Okay.
much else. Can't exactly return to my old life.
I look just super fucking uncomfortable with this conversation, by the way.
Let's roll an insight check. Hey, it's 24.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can tell I'm physically cringing on.
So, can't go back to your old life looking for a guy who wronged you. It sounds like these things are a little bit connected. Is that right to assume?
Uncomfortable silence for several seconds.
So
Yeah.
that's yeah. All right, gotcha. And I'm guessing that's how you maybe got that pretty smile, or
Hold on. Good lord.
He says, I roll dice for every question.
I gotta see how he is gonna take that. He looks almost mad that you're making him chuckle about that.
Yeah, the pretty smile.
Oh hell, I mean it ain't too bad. You seen some goblin teeth out there? Some halfling teeth for that.
Not too bad. What the? Gloom just stops himself.
They might not be in the right direction, but at least they're the same size.
Most of them, anyway.
Yeah, for the most part. I think there being so many, it kind of sets the average into the into a more acceptable proportion.
I've got a favor to ask you.
Sure.
I imagine we'll divide up this money, right?
I hadn't really thought much about it.
When we do, can you drop mine off with someone?
Sure.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, not gonna have to go far. Or...
Not too far. Nearby village.
Yeah, I can take a hop and skip over there. It's not a big deal.
Just nod, thanks, keep on walking.
Well, I feel like I've pried enough into into Julian, so I won't be like, so who am I dropping this off to? Tell me more.
We got the like staring very intentionally ahead.
Yeah.
The action going on right now.
All right.
Ned, you've been talking for 15 minutes straight. Shut up.
What?
Jesus.
Ned just pauses like mid-sentence, like, sorry.
Christ almighty.
I'm just happy to be alive, okay? I didn't think I was going to make it out of there. And then I almost died anyway. So.
You said that same things 4 different times in 15 minutes, 4 different ways. Get it? Holy shit.
He's just. He kind of looks off the side. Looks like his feelings are hurt a little bit, but he stops talking. Okay.
Come on, Glue. There ain't no reason to be mean. Man's just happy to be alive. As I recall, as someone who was almost a dried out amphibian on the side of the road, you were pretty happy when I helped you back on your feet too.
And how much did I talk about that? Not a whole lot, because I started talking about other stuff.
That's fair. But maybe it's because we don't know too much about Ned. Like, what do you do for a living, Ned?
Ned just kind of looks up at the talk of, like, maybe talking about other things is okay. He's kind of like kind of looks over a little bit, like, and he's asked a different. I'm I just kind of.
Oh, I murder people.
He's like, well, I did like a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Like I've worked pulling like guard duty for some caravans going between some of the villages, some of the ships that have needed they've felt like they needed a little bit extra protection from the sea princes. I've hired on with them for bits of time, that kind of thing. Maybe standing guard at somebody's house, at night or during the day, just maybe look a little threatening. What about you guys?
You all right?
I'm probably like 15 feet ahead of everyone else on the road, so I'm not even privy to this.
Still talking to my daughter.
You get
I'm
weird
pretty
looks
much
from Ned every now and then, Jacob, because you're just sitting there talking to yourself.
And me, I guess. 19 perception.
Yeah. Like if anybody who, it's not hard to notice unless you're trying really hard to keep it like quiet, Jacob. Y'all are just on a road, completely just the 5 of you, so kind of hard to keep that under wraps.
I'm quietly talking, but I'm not trying to hide that I'm talking.
Over the course of 2 hours, unless any of you are just completely ignoring Jacob, you do notice at some point in time that he just kind of, if not getting like full words out of him, you can see his mouth moving but not addressing any of you.
Glue probably just thinks Bart was 100% right. We absolutely need to get this guy some help. He's sitting here talking to himself a lot.
For 2 hours. A 2-hour walk.
Yeah,
I miss my daughter,
He's good.
okay?
a lot more than 1,000-yard stare.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Is there any other particular conversations anyone's wanting to have?
No.
Okay. So,
Nah.
it's a Gloob, you're just annoyed by Ned, I guess, this entire time. But
No. Only when he keeps talking about thankful to be alive. As soon as he brings up like the sea princes and stuff, Gloob will hop on that and start asking him questions.
Oh yeah, he is more than happy to just kind of rattle on, and he kind of, if you're asking specifically who the sea princes are, he kind of explains, that they're like pirate lords, or it's like a loose like conglomeration of pirates that have formed some kind of like micronation out at sea and stuff like that. And he goes on about how you have to have guards on the ships just in case they you look a little too bit of an easy target when you're moving cargo, stuff like that. But at the end of those 2 hours, you guys are walking on up to the eastern side of Saltmarsh as you're walking on into town. As y'all are coming in, is there anything y'all are looking for in particular, or where are y'all going?
I'm looking for a blacksmith for that armor.
Looking for like the like center for the town guard or whatever. Like if they have like a police department type deal.
A police department.
Well, like whatever you would call the like town guard equivalent, or garrison or whatever. Or if they have some kind of office.
Town guard on our way in from this side, right?
Yeah, there would be. And actually, as y'all are coming up, y'all are closing this distance. There's a couple guys that looks like maybe they were patrolling out this way, and they're standing there. And there is a familiar form that as you guys get closer is standing next to him. A woman dressed in pretty plain clothes and an apron is
Miss Hannah
speaking animatedly to these guards, and it is indeed Hannah Wrist. You guys can recognize from a distance, and as you get closer, went out there late last night. I told them they shouldn't go, but they went anyway, and now they're still not back. Like they've been gone for almost 24 hours at this point. Like, can y'all just at least go look this one time? And as y'all are this is panning off, she kind of glances over and sees you guys approaching. Oh! Y'all are alive!
It's the bar lady.
Indeed.
And that is where we will take our break, as y'all are greeted by Hannah Wrist.
Awesome.
So, we are going to go get some drinks, maybe pee, just take some necessities so that we can be prepared to play for another couple hours. If y'all are still here, thank you so much for tuning in. I saw we had some follows and some subscribers come in at various and sundry times. Thank you guys so much. Stick around. We'll be back here after 15 to 20, and hopefully we'll keep on going. Maybe a little less combat oriented for this next half of the session, and figure out what our adventurers, our brave heroes have earned themselves as for rewards. Don't go anywhere.
Hi.
And we are back. Yay! Ever had a good pee break? Nice and refreshed. Anybody who's in the chat, go have a pee break. Go get something to drink. Go get something to snack on.
Almost failed that dexterity check in the pee room.
Okay, so there's some things we don't have to share. There are.
It's just one of those guys who goes in the bathroom and just rolls a D20 on the counter, like, well, that one's going off to the left.
Oh, that's a nat 1.
That's crazy.
Gotta open the shower door for this one, I guess.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh man, I hate to inform everybody that this is actually the last episode of Saltmarsh. This is it, and we're done. Okay. Anywho,
Ian is retiring from hard rock, guys.
So when we left our adventurers, we began this session by opening up the room that was clearly labeled as dangerous, but instead our party went ahead and opened that door anyway and had themselves a bit of a battle with a room full of skeletons. It was about midway through, it was revealed that there was a alchemist skeleton of some kind through a secret door who lobbed some acid at our boys. Jakob took a bit of a beating, but that was about it. They did find a good bit of loot. They found themselves a bag of holding, as well as a mysterious river rock that they don't know what it does, but the alchemist was clutching onto it before he went down, as well as some other golden loot, including a book titled something having to do with a philosopher's stone, because I can't remember off the top of my head, and that's the part that's important, this philosopher's stone. Nobody knows what that is in our party, unfortunately, because that's not their area of expertise. And they, after a little bit more searching around, see if they could possibly find any clues as to the whereabouts of the people that have gone missing over the years trying to explore this house. They then, packed up what loot they were able to find and made their way back to Saltmarsh. There's a bit of conversation had mostly between Bart and Julian that was fairly productive, kind of learning a little more about each other. Gloob is annoyed by Ned's chatter about being alive, but after he changed subjects, he's found him much more tolerable, and Jakob was creepy and weird and was talking to himself the entire way back. Upon arriving back at Saltmarsh, they're trying to make a beeline to the authorities so they can report what they have found, and they ran into the owner of the tavern they had been at previously, Hannah Rist, trying to convince some guards to go look for them, as they had been gone for so long, and she's exclaimed in happiness upon seeing that they are still alive. So, what are you guys doing? Hannah is just looks beside herself, surprised that you guys have been gone that long but are still alive. How?
Going to go ahead.
I just say she's just kind of meeting you guys halfway at this point. The guards just kind of like, oh, whatever. How
there
are y'all
should
alive?
be no more problems with the haunted house.
Oh,
Sir,
Ever
can I
again.
speak to your captain or lieutenant?
I don't have a captain or lieutenant. I own a tavern.
No, I addressed the guard.
You just walk past Hannah without saying anything to her.
Well, I thought she was standing with the guard.
She
so I
was,
told
but
her,
when she saw y'all, she went and met y'all halfway.
Julian's inner monologue is like, I don't care what you have to say, you're just a bar wench.
yeah, I thought they were standing next to each
no,
other.
they didn't move after seeing you guys, and she went and met y'all halfway. It's just, how are y'all still like? And hearing you say that there's nothing to be worried about the haunted house, like.
Yeah, in that case, now that I know that she's not by the guard, as we walk towards the guard, I'll just explain to her.
Bad men pulling tricks, using lies to steal.
And skeletons.
So
Yeah, there were a little bit of undead in there.
So there was.
That's not. Yeah.
She looks more bewildered than she started. It's very confused.
We also picked up a stray. We happen to be a little tied up in the situation.
And Ned's sitting there like, oh yeah, they guys saved my life. They had the smugglers had tied me up, and I imagine they weren't going to keep me around for much longer.
Oh, give it a break, Ned.
Jesus Christ.
Hannah looks over you
as
like,
we draw closer.
wow. I mean, so there were these men were smugglers that were in the house.
Smugglers, kidnappers, murderers. Pick your
As we
poison.
draw closer to the guard, I'm gonna kind of wave him over, like,
Sir, I've got something rather important to report. I need to speak to your captain or lieutenant
Why?
to report the incident.
I walk up and go, well, I know you gentlemen obviously have been pretty busy, keeping the town safe and all. We went up to investigate that That haunted house.
I'll
Because,
throw a hand up to you to stop you. Be like,
We don't report to gate guards.
Julian, these men are the
he
guard of this
he
town.
stops. He had just kind of leaning on his spear, and he straightens up a little bit. Like, now I don't think you understand that guards are gods in this town, sir.
Right, but you've got a supervisor.
And
What he
I'm
means
not
to
feeling
say,
particularly
sir, is that
motivated.
my friend's saying that you look awfully busy, and he doesn't want to trouble you with all the paperwork and the headaches that's going to come from this huge load of work. You'll have to be traveling in and out of town. There'll probably be people there the whole time. You might as well pass on the buck. They don't pay you enough, am I right?
I'll
You're not
look at
wrong,
him and say,
but
Exactly.
and smile with like all 3 rows of teeth.
he kind of like a little taken aback by the teeth thing, but
Actually, can I make that an intimidation check?
Oh no!
I've been waiting to use this skill
Sure.
literally since we started.
I'm not liking
sure,
this.
knock yourself out.
Yeah, that's 20.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Oh dear Jesus!
Okay, yeah. I mean, as you you bare your teeth at him, and reinforced by semi, I guess,
Yeah, we'll
kind
say
words.
I even take a step closer to him when I do that.
Bart,
Yeah.
as you do so, and you show your teeth, he takes kind of an involuntary step, a couple of involuntary steps backwards, as grasping his spear. He's like, I mean, looking his lips, and he's trying very hard not to look at your teeth. He's like, oh well. I mean, I get, yeah, okay. I guess we can have you report. Okay, yeah. Hey, he just points at his buddy. How about you? You take them down to the. I was about to say they said to the station. They don't have a station, but to the guardhouse and have him talk to the captain. That'll do for now. I guess is still trying very hard not to look at Julian, and the other guy who is spooked but was not the target of Julian's intimidation is just like, yeah, okay. He's a younger guy, where this dude's the other is a little older, a little more gruff. And he's like, well, I mean, if you guys just follow me. And he jerks at them and starts kind of walking.
As
Sorry,
we're
guys, I
walking,
couldn't help it. I've been waiting to use that as one of my main trained skills literally since we started this campaign.
I'm giving you a talking to, because I don't like that.
Right.
These are the fine men who protect this town, and we should not be intimidating them.
Are you doing so on the way, or is that a conversation for
As
later?
we're walking,
In that case, just like basically pretending you don't exist while we walk. If you're gonna.
God damn. Well, as you guys make your way, Ned is tagging along because he was part of all this, so he fully intends to see it through. Hannah, however, is just kind of like, well, I mean, I can't leave the bar unattended for too long. I'm glad you guys are all okay. If y'all come back by the snapping line later, I'm sure there'd be plenty of people who'd be willing to buy you drinks to hear the story. Kind of waves at you guys
absolutely,
before
man. Have a
quickly
fantastic
making
day.
her way back to her tavern.
We'll be there.
Okay.
Whenever Jakob finishes up his rant that I've been paying no attention to, I'll just like pat him on the shoulder.
Damn.
well,
Wow.
I'm sure this won't be a problem in the future.
Okay. So, he brings you up to actually, you guys where you guys break off with Hannah is actually near your destination. He walks you past the snapping line where she goes in to mind her bar, and just a little bit past it, about maybe like another 30 or 40 feet, about a block. There's some random buildings in between, is a large for what you guys have seen in this town so far, brick and wooden building. It looks nicer than a lot of the others. At the very least, it's a lot more well kept, as well as being a bit larger sizably. It's a bit bigger than any of the houses or even the tavern that you've seen so far. He comes leading you up to the front. There's a little sign kind of swinging out on the front that has a bit of, it seems to have a mixture of symbols upon it, some fish and some nets, as well as some scales, and as well as like a pair of cuffs or chains or things that are on there. He comes walking up. There are a couple guards standing on the outside of here as well. He says, "Okay, so the captain of the guard is located, inside the town hall. I'll go talk to him and see if he'll talk to you guys. Okay? Is there
Sure.
any details you would like to mention?"
Just tell him that the haunted house wasn't so haunted when we deal with what was in there.
Why does everybody keep saying that? There were skeletons in there. It was 100% haunted.
The guards look
There's
over
also
at
about
you.
a dozen or so smugglers that are now in more than a dozen pieces.
Yeah, sorry about that again. I got a little carried away.
Oh God, they're gonna haunt it too now.
Smugglers
God.
and skeletons. Is that right?
That's the gist of it.
His slow nods. Oh, kind of wringing his hands on his spear a little bit. Oh, okay. And he kind of walks in.
Your captain.
Waves at. He's already gone. He's waving at the guards that are at the kind of. You just keep an eye on them. I'm gonna see if the captain would like to speak to them, and they kind of nod and like, you guys will kindly enough wait here. Then I'm sure he'll be out shortly.
Nod. Folding arms.
Awesome.
Is there a place to sit?
Not particularly. It doesn't seem like there's a bit of a standing area. Not really any benches or anything. You're welcome to sit on the floor if you'd like. But the guards are being fairly lazy, just kind of leaning on their spears, either leaning on their spears or leaning backs up against the wall of the entrance. About 15 minutes later, 15 maybe 20 minutes later, that same guard comes back out. He says, comes on. He says, "Well, the captain will see you guys. He'll see you all." Now he just kind of waves them, and he said, he said he'll see them. Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, okay." And shrug, and after kind of standing up a little straighter when he comes back outside, go right back to lounging. Y'all follow him in?
Yeah, I walk in like as soon as he starts greeting us in.
Yeah. So you guys follow your way in. The inside's pretty similar. It's kind of a yes.
I will tie up Daisy outside.
What about your horse, Jakob?
I'm also going to be tying up next to Daisy.
Okay. There's not a ton to tie him up to, but there's like a little bit of stuff that maybe you can loosely loop it onto on the kind of the sides of the building. The guards look at y'all a little sideways, but they're like, they're not gonna be here that long. Just don't take too long. We don't want these animals just making a mess out here.
Yes, sirs.
Very good. Cat. Go now. Yeah. Y'all
There's a
follow.
cat in the precinct.
Yeah, there's a cat in the precinct. You know what? Fuck it. There's a cat right there. They're shooing him. He's trying to like worm his way in while the door's open. They're like kind of shooing him away with the butt of their spears. Like, ow, no, back up. But y'all follow the younger guard in. The inside is pretty similar. It's pretty utilitarian. There's not a ton. There's a bit of a foyer area, a couple of well-made but not particularly comfortable looking chairs. But he leads you off down a hallway that kind of branches in there. It kind of branches off into two hallways with a big set of double doors right in the middle. Right after you come in, he takes you off onto one side of the hallway. There are a couple of doors dotting the sides. A few sconces for maybe some candles or torches. He leads you up to one door and yes, yeah. I brought him, sir. Very good. Bring them in. Opens the door and ushers kind of gestures for you guys all to enter.
Walk past him.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going in.
Is
Head right on.
Ned with us?
Oh yeah, he has not left. He's been part of this too, so he fully intends on seeing it through to the end.
I won't say anything to him. I'll go ahead and go on.
yeah, that's fucked up, dog. Leave the man alone.
I walk in and like I'm guessing the captain just a dude like sitting behind a desk or something.
Well, kind of. Y'all come. My cat is trying to die.
It's made its way in the station.
Y'all come walking in and see larger gentleman sat behind the desk. Hands are, looks like he worked quite a bit of his life. He's scarred up his hands. He has some cropped, very short, red hair with quite a healthy streaking of gray throughout the sides. A big, similarly colored mustache that kind of goes over his face. He's very just completely stone-faced, just staring at the door. He's wearing what looks like fighting leathers. His armor is completely upkept. Some chain sticking out from underneath in several places. Looks like he's probably armored up except for his gauntlets that are not currently being worn.
Sir, we found resolution on missing persons at the nearby haunted house, as well as what I would assume to be stolen goods from the city.
Really?
Yes, sir. There seemed to have been a bit of smuggling operation there. We found some boxes that from Saltmarsh, as well as several skeletons, and a lot of gear from people that might have gone missing in the area.
Smoke and mirrors and murder.
And skeletons.
Those weren't a part of the operation, I believe. Happenstantial. They were locked away.
I say, looking at the captain for clarity.
I feel like this captain's about to say, Mr. Bigglesworth.
Mr. Bigglesworth. Yes, you've all fallen into my trap. The cat's being needy, I'm sorry. Anywho, he listens as you guys kind of go back and forth for a minute. He's kind of kept his hands steepled in front of him over his desk. So, you say this is smugglers, bandits? Or just
That is the
took
assumption.
up residence within this house?
They were capturing and killing, that much is known fact. The smuggling, we are guessing based on marked cargo found in their tunnels.
Marked how?
Saltmarsh emblem.
Narrows his eyes.
Oh, I knew
This-
one of their names too. Sambalit. What was his name?
Sanballat.
Sandbag.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
If that seems relevant to you.
Kind of furrows his brows for a moment. And I can't say that it does, but there are smugglers operating all around Saltmarsh. They're an infestation that we are working to deal with. Very
Well, now there's several less.
That is good.
And if you need a witness from what happened, our dear friend here, Ned, was captured by them and stayed there for a couple days. I kind of like bring Ned forward.
Yeah, Ned still standing there with his little makeshift sack over one shoulder. He waves him. Oh, yeah. I was on my way down from Seaton, and I put my head in that house, and they captured me and stole all my stuff. I was there for like a couple days. I was just kind of, they tied me up and just trapped me for a while until these guys came and untied me and rescued me, and I helped them finish him off. Okay, very well.
Anyway, the car goes down in the tunnels.
Hmm.
Do with that information what you will.
Very well. How about this? I'll round up a contingent of my guardsmen, and either one of you or all of you can lead them to these to these caverns with the stolen goods. We'll round it up and bring it back. If everything is as you say, then I will have words with my fellow councilmen and see what kind of reward can be rustled up for you. Does that sound agreeable?
He looks super taken aback, like side-eyeing, like, oh man, I thought I'd already be out of the room by now.
Can I roll an insight check on this guy? He doesn't seem like too surprised about anything we're saying.
Yeah, I was gonna ask the same.
Yeah, go ahead. Roll insight checks for me.
I believe him. He's a police officer or a guardsman.
Oh hell
I
yeah!
can trust him.
I think that is a 25 total.
Holy shit. I rolled a 15. So
Also,
I wrote an 18 plus 7.
Okay. So we'll start off with the 15 total. Glue. From what you can glean from this guy, he doesn't seem shady. If anything, he seems a little distrustful of you guys. Is just looks like maybe he doesn't super trust just random people, especially those who aren't guardsmen or men of the law themselves. Bart, you get that as well, but also that that while he doesn't seem surprised, it's a mixture of he's not 100% sure whether you guys are telling the truth or not, but also that like he was saying, they have been actively trying to root out smugglers. Like, smugglers are a known problem here in Saltmarsh. So hearing that there were just some ones that were being a bit more clever than the others and were using a site that has been being claimed to be haunted for such a long time, it tracks. But they just hadn't had anything to lead them to that before, so it's not shocked. He's also seems to be a pretty unflappable dude on the whole. Like, doesn't seem like it seems like it would take a lot to rustle his feathers.
Gotcha.
oh yes, 37 assassins have jumped into my office.
Inconvenient.
Well, it's a bit of a mess down there. There's about a dozen or so of them, and a wizard, like we said, or some type of magic spellcaster. They had some skeletons in there. Not exactly sure who those skeletons were, and yeah, just happy to get it done. All your stuff's waiting there. You probably want to get it sooner than later. It seemed like they were in a mighty hurry to get it all on a boat and abscond with it. So you're probably looking at these individuals being part of a greater smuggling operation. You can do with that what you will.
This was not the entirety of their operation.
Well, I don't imagine. They were very good smugglers with a single rowboat.
We found signaling items.
Eyebrows go up at that. Explain.
Bullseye lantern in a cipher, a window facing the ocean.
Okay. As I said, send a contingent of guards with one or all of you, whichever you prefer. Lead them to the goods. They will both confirm and collect on our supplies. If they report back to me that all is as you said and you're not just being foolish, I will discuss with other council members and a proper reward can be had, as well as maybe a bit more, the full story can come out to everybody present. I am not the one voice of the law here. This is
All right,
agreeable.
well.
Very well.
Wonderful.
I'll volunteer
I
to
look
take somebody
Just
with me.
profoundly disappointed right now. I wanted a hot bath so bad.
Hey, he didn't say all you had to go. He said, wonderful.
We just send Ned.
So, very well.
I'll go with the guard because
Okay.
I mean I love the guard. They're good people.
I'll go as
Yeah, good
well.
one. Yakka wants some more time to talk with his daughter.
No, I want to talk to the guard.
He nods. Wonderful. He stands and gestures to the door. I'm Eleander Fireborn. There, yeah. Eleander Fireborn. If
It was nice to meet you.
and you as well. You have done the town of Saltmarsh a great service.
You said Fireborn?
Fireborn. Eleander Fireborn.
You see that mustache? I mean, damn straight fireball.
Big ol' like mustache, big mustache covers most of his mouth. I look forward to speaking to all of you upon your return.
I just kind of nod and kind of gesture towards the door while looking over at Bart.
Yeah.
The younger
tip
guard's
my
just
hat.
standing right inside the doorway. Start,
We'll
ready
be
to, like,
outside.
after me. I'll lead you guys
We'll be
out.
outside whenever your contingent is ready.
Wonderful. Shouldn't take long for me to gather them up. Still standing, waiting for you guys to go.
Whisper to Bart. What's a contingent?
It's a failsafe.
Confused side glance.
Backup plan. Assurance.
Froggy thumbs up.
Walk out the door like,
Fishing.
As y'all leave the room, Eleander, takes his seat again, calls out for, a page who is sent in from a different room. Tells him something, and the guy goes runs off as y'all are standing outside, which guards are all like, well, I mean, y'all can wait here. Doesn't matter to us. It doesn't take too terribly long. If y'all is everybody planning on going?
yeah,
Might as well.
Might as well.
Yeah.
This takes a little bit longer. Somewhere, probably closer to the 45 to an hour mark, because they when they finally come up, you see why. There's a group of about 10 guards, as well as they have brought a cart that is horse drawn. Looks fairly sizable. They intend to retrieve everything as swiftly as possible. And after being pointed towards you all by the younger man who's been kind of the go-between for you guys since coming from the road, they come up to you, and the one that appears to be the leader of them steps up to you. Very well, gentlemen. I hear y'all are going to lead us to some stolen goods.
It's over at the haunted house. Be a couple hour walk, so let's get started.
Very well. Lead on.
turn around, start walking. I got a meal and a bath to get to. We wasting no time.
Yeah. I will go ahead and say, for the sake of expediency, unless there's some conversation that you guys are all dying to have on the mixture of 4 hours worth of walking as well as loading up a cart full of smuggled goods.
Well, I ain't loading shit.
I'm helping.
That's fine. Fair enough. They brought a good chunk of people. For the most part, they get in there. Spooky house. They're just kind of like little side-eyeing everything until y'all lead them down into the cellar below, where with the living spaces, and they start seeing the corpses of some of these guys. They're starting to, not smell too good. They've been down here for a while. There's no air conditioning.
Couple days.
About a day and a half at this point. And they start taking y'all a lot more seriously. And it's like, all right, see all the goods. Sure enough, like, yep, Saltmarsh, all right.
I have to. Can I lead a couple of guards over to the trap door?
You can.
All right. I'll be like, all right, yep, right down here. And I'll open it up with a couple of guards standing around me. Does it do it?
Nothing happens.
Does it?
It appears the spell died with the caster.
Gloob says, shit.
They just kind of look at you like,
whatever, right down there.
Okay, and they just hustle their way on down the ladder.
Yeah, whoever seems to be leading the group of guards, I'll
Mhm.
kind of give like the tour guide like,
A couple over here. Over in that room was the skeletons. They were locked away. Down this way is gonna be the stolen goods and the assumed leader.
Okay, very well. If you, by all means, if y'all wouldn't mind sticking around a little bit, maybe help if you feel like. I'm sure y'all have
I'd
done a lot
sit
of
on the
work.
bed pointedly.
Very well.
I'm open.
I've seen enough for my taste to feel that y'all are like there's already a guy going, yeah, it's down here, sir. There's all kinds of stuff. There's multiple crates and boxes, all printed with Saltmarsh. And I brought my own men for a reason.
I just kind of nod at him.
Rest
and
for a bit. You know, wait until we head back, or head back whenever you feel like. I will report to Eleander as soon as we make it back and have gotten these goods to the rightful places. And starts just kind of gives y'all guys a hand, and then starts yelling at his guys like, yeah, go ahead. It's gonna be getting them up over this stairs are gonna be the best way possible. Be careful, they're rickety. He starts having people hauling, all these guards kind of filing in and out, carrying their boxes, and everybody goes on back. Nothing exciting happens. Let's see. I'd say about the time y'all made it back to town was about 10, 12. So y'all are getting back about this time, about early afternoon.
Sick.
The guards do go, and there's on the before either y'all leave or when y'all arrive back at town, the leader asks you, quick question, gentlemen. As it is later in the day, I imagine that y'all won't be meeting with the council until tomorrow at the earliest.
I'm going to Hannah's bar. If you need me, you can find me there.
Snapping line. Oh, very well. Will the rest of you be there as well?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Fantastic. Well, we'll send a runner to let you know as soon as we know a time and anything else that is entailed. Thank you all very much. Have a lovely evening. Has his
You
man
as well.
Same
calls
me.
on. And they fuck off into the wild blue yonder to do whatever it is they're gonna do
I love
with
that
all
song.
those goods.
Yeah.
So, what are you boys
I
doing?
need a bucket of water. Let's go.
Hot meal, bath.
All right, y'all are all
Right
making
by the ocean.
It works, but I like the freshwater better.
Just kind of smile like, oh, he's spoiled now.
Oh man.
Gotta get that clean.
As
Yeah.
we're eating and bathing, I'm going to also write on one of the pieces of paper that I have, just about like the days, like last couple of days, and meeting all of them.
Okay. Yeah, y'all are making it back into the bar. You're just going straight to Hannah's, straight to the snapping line.
Oh yeah, I like.
Yeah.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Going and be like,
Hannah, I would pay good money for a hot bath and a good meal.
Absolutely. If you actually would like to purchase rooms tonight,
Please.
it's fantastic.
Sure, why not?
Long day.
As I said before, about 2 silver a room. Bath is upstairs down the hall from the rooms themselves. Anything else I can do for you guys? And as you know, y'all are sitting here talking to Hannah. You'll notice that more people are filtering in as it's getting a little later into the day. More people are coming back in from fishing for the day. Clearly, Hannah has told them about you guys because she's trying to drum up those free drinks that she had said y'all could be expecting. And as y'all are sitting there talking to him, some of the people sitting at their tables are turning and kind of looking over at you guys. You're pretty distinctive, Gloob. So they're noticing as like some muttering and chattering is starting to get drummed up.
I'm going to slide her 5 silver and be like,
And some decent brandy if you can drum it up.
I mean, I will see what I can find for you. Thank you. Just kind of puts it up under the counter. Are any of the rest of you boys going to be staying tonight?
I will as well, and I'll take a flag and a veil,
Of course.
maybe 2.
Would you like that now, or all of you intending to go bathe first?
The brandy with my bath, please.
Yeah, I can send somebody up with that. Sure.
You're an
I'll also
angel.
take a flagon, 1 now and 1 later.
Oh, okay.
You,
That can be done as well.
you
Bath.
have enough baths for everyone?
It's only the one, so y'all are gonna have to take turns. But
Oh, I have a question about the bath.
yes, what would that be?
How much for the bath for tonight? Like whole night.
Starting when?
Whenever we go to bed, I suppose.
I'm already on my way towards the bath, BT
Yeah,
dubs.
you've already you paid your money. She fished out from under the bar a little room key and just like, here, this is the one all the way at the end on the right. That's what this key is to. Here you go.
And he's off.
Yep, you fuck off. You're going to have yourself have a bath. For the
Listen, you all of your all of your tenants for the night can take their baths and everything. I just want it from when most people go to sleep to when most people wake up. As a room, I'll pay your room price.
okay, I can charge the regular room price. I will, however, some people like to have their baths in the morning, so I'm gonna need you to I might have to come wake you if you're not up already.
I'll be up. That's no problem.
Oh, okay, two silver. You won't really be able to settle down until a little bit later though.
Not a problem. Here you go. I'll hand her the 2 silver.
Takes it. Thank you. Always happy to help, I guess. Just looking over at the last two. Will you gentlemen also be staying the night? We need rooms.
Yeah. I'll get a non-bathroom. And
I would hope, since there's only the one.
yeah. Not fond of sharing baths. Plenty okay with sharing other things.
That's perfectly understandable. Yeah. Just hold on. Like I said, two silver a room for the night.
Yeah, I'll give her this 2 silver.
Takes it. Jakob, are you also taking a room?
Yes, I need to house the horse.
Yeah, like we have the stable off to the side. You go ahead and stable him. Stabling for the night is included as part of your room cost. So just let them know you've paid for the room. Show him your key. He'll let you stable your horse.
All right. Thank you very
I'll
much.
get
Yeah, wonderful.
And
do that. Yeah.
If you boys want to have a seat somewhere, I'll have your flag and a veil. And if anybody wants to order any food or any beverages as well, I can have that brought out to you as well shortly.
I'll take whatever meal is hot and ready.
Absolutely.
I assume it's a lot of fish.
Fish,
All right.
that kind of thing. All kind of like pretty standard seafare. Y'all go about your business pretty soon. You know, she has the flag and a veil you requested, as well as a meal. Anybody else who wanted a meal as well as will receive them around in the similar time frame. About the time as you're going to get in your bath, Julian, a young man comes up and about the way and kind of flags you down before you're stepping in the room, like, oh, hey, wait, your brandy for your bath. Hands you a wooden mug. Yeah.
Julian is bougie as fuck.
Apparently.
It's his bath. This is bath brandy. You not take bath brandies? Come on.
No, I don't take bath brandy.
That's what
maybe you should.
Hey, he's a paying customer. They're willing to to
Yeah.
I
indulge.
just didn't realize Julian was so bougie.
Like peeling
I thought he was a
peeling
poor
these
fisherman.
saltwater
so,
crusted
you and me
clothes
both.
off because he walked into the ocean earlier.
He did do that. You gotta wash.
You just
them
had to
all.
say something. I could have cleaned them easily.
He doesn't know that.
Oh, well. I mean, I honestly just figured you kind of like that whole aspect.
Ugh,
Aesthetic.
That's necessity, not choice.
that's just gross.
Yeah. So after he's done bathing himself and taking an extra 10-15 minutes to just woo-saw, and he gets out, he's to give those clothes a good cleaning in the bathwater.
Nasty. Okay.
What are his other options, DM?
Hey, you didn't
Is there a
ask,
laundromat
so
here in Saltmarsh?
you have your magical laundry cleaner somewhere here. There he is. I'm
Nope,
always confused
don't
which
know
way
that,
I gotta
though.
point. Yeah, I don't know how long you're luxuriating in your bath, but you know, you're good to go in there. You and your brandy with your shark teeth, you're just kind of swirling it around in your glass, sipping occasionally. The rest of you, you know, you're having your meals, your drinks. More people are starting to creep in. The longer you sit there, and a couple people go and talk to Hannah, and she goes, "Oh yeah, that's them right over there. Yeah, I was telling you, I'm sure they'd be willing to tell a little bit of what they saw over there for, you know, a drink or two." And so every you have a couple guys come over there with an extra flagon or so of ale, kind of slam it down, asking questions about what went down up there, because they're damned curious. Nobody who's spent that much time out there has really come back.
After the first couple, and I assume Bart's going to take over the storytelling aspect of it. After the first couple and the next one sits down, I'm immediately going to say 5 silver
Just go.
and hold out a frog hand.
Dude just kind of looks at you like, five silver for a story. Y'all are.
It's a
What's wrong
fresh
with you?
story.
3
The
silver.
guard are still out there picking over the bodies right now.
I mean,
This isn't just a story. This is town history.
he's kind of looking at you like, I don't know if that's worth 5 silver, man.
3 silver.
Drink perhaps, but I don't know. I don't know about that much cash. Kind of starts to move off, like, well, I guess I'll drink this drink myself. He's double fisting because he had already had his drink. He was going to bring over an extra.
I don't drink, so it's lost on me.
I kind of eye him and go, well, you could always give me that drink. And
Well,
I might
not
have
if you're going to try to charge me for the story and the drink. Absolutely. Someone will come around telling the tale another time. I can wait. Wanders off.
That was mighty industrious of you, Glue.
Sorry, Jakob. I didn't mean to steal your alcohol from you.
It's fine.
You get plenty more alcohol to give him if you want.
You get a couple guys if you keep asking for money. Nobody's really willing to pay 5 silver, but when you bump the price down a little bit, some of them, rather than they keep the drink for themselves. Like, well, I'll just drink this myself, and just we'll toss a few silvers into your palm. Not a ton. It seems to only be the guys that are either from more successful shipping vessels or own the boat themselves. But they're just curious because, my goodness, the haunted house finally solved. Insanity.
How much silver do I get for the night?
Oh, jeez.
Should I do
want me to roll
a
a-
persuasion check
I'll say
for how good the story is?
Sure. No, performance. I want a performance.
Performance?
Yeah, you gotta
All right.
you gotta ham it up, man. We'll see how many people you can lure in.
It's a
Who are willing to
16 plus 2.
18.
Let's go. Hey.
18.
Okay.
We about to be rich boys.
I don't know about rich boys. Y'all are really overestimating the wallets of fishermen.
I've got the power of being a halfling that can stand on a table and not look like a jackass while doing it.
Oh man, so I mean, y'all get a handful of people who are willing to pay, especially like you get a couple of people who are like, hey, if we pay as like a group, will you tell the story anyway? And stuff like that, who are just kind of like they're like a handful of guys will put a handful of change together. As you're telling your story for the next few hours or however long y'all are wanting to tell it for.
Oh, I'll probably be telling it pretty loud anyway, to be completely honest.
So mostly it's people like, oh man, we got here too late, we didn't hear it. Okay, we gotta grease their palms so they'll tell it again, that kind of thing. All in all, I'll say you make about how long are you guys doing this for?
Midnight.
Midnight? Holy shit, y'all are doing this for a fucking minute. So y'all are doing this from like
I'm not going anywhere tonight.
7 o'clock. So like 5 hours. Holy shit. Yeah.
So after about a half hour,
y'all
I do
are
come down
sloshed
with
as dicks.
damp clothes on.
Yeah, Julian eventually joins you. I'll say through midnight, y'all make about 30 silver.
30 silver.
Yeah, about 30 silver all told. You do this for 5 hours, man. There's plenty of people who are shuffling in later on, and they're like, oh, whoa, wait, hold on.
Gloop is just being Bart's like handler right now. He's raking it all in, throwing the silver into the bag.
So this is basically how this goes down. Is after some people bring you some drinks and you guys decide to start charging, you get paid and then tell the story all the way through. So it takes a minute for each time. So you guys are retelling the story like all theatrically with Bart standing up on the table, or just kind of like using his pipe to illustrate some of the more interesting parts. All in all, you retell it about 10 times at 3 silver a pop. So about 30 silver you get for the night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've got the holes in our armor to tell the tales.
Yeah, and when Bart gets to a gets to a scary part, I'd like to sneak up behind a couple of them that seem really into the story and just scare the shit out of them, just like when he gets to the skeletons or something like that.
What fisherman doesn't like the one that got away style story with plenty of embellishments? I get in on that with a 21 on performance.
Hell yeah.
Oh man. So yeah, especially after Julian comes down there and he starts trying to help ham it up. He's like being your sneaky guy. He's flashing his teeth at people, flaring his cape, just going full hog on this. Like he's clearly done this before, especially to other fishermen.
Guys, this is in game. We're done. Let me just keep doing this for the rest of our lives now.
This
Level
isn't a
2 and
giant
done.
town. People will get bored of this story eventually. Gloob, where it comes to spooking people, there are definitely several people that you get that are they're leaning in. They jump really hard at you. One guy just instinctively goes and throws his hand back and kind of catches you across the mouth because you're not expecting it. But that's about it. But you
might want to roll
it's worth it on the whole. You get enough enjoyment out of spooking most of these people.
Is he when he catches me with that blow, is he wearing clothing on that particular part of his body?
No.
Oh, you might want to roll a save.
Oh jeez. What's like your
collapses
standard,
like 5
your
minutes
standard
later.
con? What's the
Yeah,
DC?
12.
He makes it. He rolled a
Okay.
13 plus 1. He got a 14. So he goes, oh,
fast we can feel the air.
kind of is like shaking his hand and looking at you like, I'm sorry, you scared me. Fucking shaking his hand like it's tingling a bit.
I'm gonna go take my bath at some point. Like
Yeah,
after Julian
you
comes back.
disappear, dude. By that point, because a handful of people had still brought up the drinks anyway, even though other people paid, because they're like, well, this is good storytelling. We're gonna give these guys a few drinks, especially because I didn't have to pay to hear it. So
I'm standing on a chair by the end of this.
Yeah, Jacob, you're
Having a good time.
good and sloshed, I imagine. I don't know unless you just want to roll a con save. Probably pretty drunk.
No, I'll take it. I'll take being drunk.
Okay.
I rolled an 8.
You are super fucking drunk. You are. I mean, I assume you are partaking, Bart.
Yeah.
You are
Yeah.
like yelling. Like a lot of the finesse of your storytelling by the end has kind of dissolved into just like over exaggerated arm movements and shouting.
I also rolled an 8 because I was curious. So
You're in a
it would've been
similar
drunk.
state, but you're not quite as front and center because you're not taking doing as much of the storytelling. You're more benefiting from people giving you guys drinks and stuff, and just kind of being like, yeah, it was crazy. And then I almost died. I got shot like 3 times. So.
Ripping missiles of magical energy from the ether itself and suffusing them throughout our bodies to rend our very souls.
Yeah, they're eating it up. They eat it up for basically the whole night because people are in and out, and just how animated you and Julian are in your storytelling is keeping people enraptured, even when they hear it again.
After it's all said and done, I will divvy up the silver and give 10 silver to Bart, 10 silver to Julian, keep 10 silver myself.
Yeah, go get shit.
I mean, I was drinking my worth.
Yeah, I was about to say, he was just sitting there getting drunk off the drinks they were bringing. He got his.
Oh, man. But yeah, so yeah, when it's all said and done, everybody is, I assuming, if anybody dips off to take a bath, or if they wait till later in the night, people start to filter out, especially, have started to filter out a little before midnight when you guys wrap up. A few stragglers pop in who maybe had been off doing something, who knows. But they come in and get some drinks.
When people end up spilling their drink because of Gloob or Julian or someone scaring them, I'll just offer to buy them another drink.
They happily take you up on that offer, and some people maybe exaggerate a little bit when they realize what's going on.
Oh, I'm not. Here, let me roll a perception check. Yeah, that's a dirty 20. Like, I am not gonna get set by the same person twice, but I'll probably use the most of, if not all of that 10 silver on just like, I don't give a shit. I mean,
just rebuying people's drinks.
Yeah,
Sure.
The whole concept of my religion is being hospitable to people and having a good time and shit. So I'm not going to be like, yeah, I'm going to charge all these people and not give it back to them.
You are a popular man. Like, people are like, I fucking love this dude. They're like, he is awesome. Telling new stories that are exciting, and he's buying us drinks. Hell yeah. So it's kind of weird, but they're digging it. Yeah. End of the night. Yep.
I was saying, using prestidigitation on the lights and stuff to make it super intense.
Oh, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
The production value of your guys' storytelling is insanely high for what compared to what these guys are used to. They're just like, this is fucking insane. Like, holy shit.
Technically have a solid 3 hours that I can use Unseen Servant if I use the rest of my spell slots, which I probably will when I get drunk, to, I don't know, add some sort of lie in there. Maybe not like an outright lie, but to embellish things. I don't know. Maybe the mage had some telekinetic abilities or something along those lines.
Uh-huh.
So float something along the air, or maybe change the color and make a drink glow or something like that, and have it get tossed this way or that way.
Interesting.
We are. I'm going full on the one that got away.
Nobody here seems to particularly care whether it's true or false. Nobody's particularly reading into it. It's a fun story, and they're loving it. They don't get enough new shit that isn't just, well, I saw a mermaid today and she tried to steal my soul, like, or there was a fish that was this big. It's a lot of the same, and this is way better than anything they've heard recently. Yeah.
Oh shit, we got like golden bones and stuff to use as props.
Oh yeah. You guys are like pulling out like the golden skull and the ribs. You're like, yeah, they had these on every single one of them. Like, yeah, people are going crazy. They're like, wah! Like, like slamming drinks on tables.
Right, and... So we're going on tour, right?
I don't know how well you would do in other places. Other places get like actual bards who like it's their whole job to ham up this kind of shit. And they'll just make it up completely.
But between the four of us, we got it.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I'll drink whatever people bring. How long are we resting for?
Yeah, I mean, y'all can get a full 8 hours sleep.
After,
nobody told you any time to be anywhere. They just said that they would be that they would inform you. Like somebody would be sent to here to the snapping line where you said you would be staying.
Off to bed.
Yeah.
I
Off
need
the
that
tub.
heal.
Off to the tub. Yeah. By 12 o'clock when y'all are leaving, is definitely fine. As y'all are heading up that way, Hannah is wrapping everything up, having her big strong manly men who assist for as guards are kind of shuffling anybody out who isn't staying for the night or encouraging people who are staying there to head up to their rooms. A couple people are drunk enough that they kind of got to get the big toss out the door. But as y'all are heading that way, she kind of flags you down. Yes, sir, pointing at you, Gloob, because I don't think you ever told her name. I can't remember if you did. Maybe not. Gloob, that I just had my one of my boys put a fresh tub of water up there for you, so it's ready whenever you are.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I will take my leave and all of my stuff up to the tub, lock the door if it's got a lock, press all my stuff up against the door, and go to sleep in the tub.
She's more than happy to accommodate you guys just about anything. She just made a shitload of money tonight because people just kept drinking. So she's
Awesome.
happily counting her money. It's like you boys can do that again whenever you want. She's shutting down her bar, and y'all go up to sleep for the night. So, unless anybody's wanting to do anything weird in the middle of the night. Nope.
Sleep.
Awesome. I'm just making sure. Y'all are some
Talk
weird
to my
pigs.
daughter and then sleep.
Yeah, see, that's pretty
Need
fucking
to
weird.
sacrifice a few people before bed. No.
Hey, man. You're always welcome to roll for it. Anywho, y'all, it passes an uneventful night. Y'all wake. Some of you with a bit more unpleasant than the others.
It's a 15 con save.
15 con save. It's not great, but it could be worse, Bart.
Yeah.
You're still feeling kind of a little head hurting a little bit.
The cups here are a lot bigger.
You're like, ooh. And
that's
when
a
you drink
9.
for 5 hours straight, it tends to do it to you. You were pretty in a bad way, so you're not feeling great. But you can like move of your own volition. Jakob, I don't know about you, my man.
Room spinning.
You feel bad. You wake up. You struggling to keep it down, but you lay there for a while. Julian, how much did you partake the night before?
Probably average, not over much, just kind of a steady sipping as I went.
So, you're like bit mild hangover, but
I mean,
it's fine.
I rolled my con save and it was a 19 last night, so
So you didn't get too terribly drunk, but there's still some after effects of just having that much alcohol in your bloodstream. Gloob, you didn't drink at all, so you wake up feeling spry as shit. You feel awesome.
Great.
Eggs. I need eggs.
I'm gonna go downstairs.
Well, I'm a male frog, so that's not really going to work out for you.
That's all right. Thank you, though.
Y'all of course managed to drag your way down to the breakfast down to breakfast in the main room. Hannah's of course, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed out front, sees you guys coming down.
Good morning, Hannah.
Gentlemen.
Do you have eggs by any chance?
A little quieter, please.
Oh yeah, y'all were having a time last night.
I'm okay. I'm just like,
Oh, yes, breakfast, please.
Yeah, the other two, she's like, chuckles a little bit, but yes, you guys have a seat. Would any drinks, coffee, water, milk?
Coffee would be fantastic.
Coffee, one coffee.
Yeah, I'll second the coffee and the
Two
water
coffees.
if you don't.
Water, please.
can I get a Gatorade?
I'll take an ale and a water.
She hesitates at you, Gloob, and is like, water to drink or just
Oh, no,
hands up
just
for
a drink.
bucket. Okay.
I'm good.
Oh, okay, yeah. And you said an ale? Are you sure that's the best idea?
An ale and a water and some food.
I'm going to give Jakob the most like.
I'm a problem drinker.
She goes, okay. Yeah, if y'all have a seat at a table, honey, we'll have that out here for you in a few. And true to her word, the coffees and waters and ale come
Have
up
you
before too
considered
long, soon followed
not
by food.
drinking?
Well, in my experience, when you feel like this in the morning, an extra morning beer or morning ale never hurts.
That's called having a problem.
Chris said he's also gonna roll every time somebody says something to him.
Okay, I don't know why I rolled that.
What?
All right, we're just rolling dice. All right.
Whatever you say, Julian, and then just kind of heave.
All right, well,
Oops.
so what's on the docket for today? What are we doing?
I'm gonna eat breakfast and then wait for them to come fetch us.
Yeah, wait here all day. Wait, where the fuck did Ned go? He was here last night.
Mm.
He
Yeah,
was
it's
he
funny.
came in with you guys at some point, and he hung out and drank. He didn't take part much in the storytelling, but he wandered off at some point.
He went to a brothel.
Hannah, there was a guy. He's like, Gloob reaches his hand up while he's standing in the chair, about this tall. Really annoying. Talks too much. He was with us. He came in with us. Do you remember? You look confused.
No, she just think she's waiting for you to stop talking. She's just waiting. She's thinking.
Ringing any bells? Name's Ned. Naked Ned, full name.
Nearly.
I don't know about the naked part, but the gentleman that first entered the bar with you when you guys returned. Yeah, I believe he bought a room later in the night. He went to bed before you all.
Did he didn't leave this morning?
I don't think he's come down quite yet. No.
Okay, well, that means we don't have to sit here and wait on him. Maybe we can just tell Ned to wait. I don't want to wait here. That's kind of boring.
I don't feel like Jakob's going anywhere.
Looks over at Jakob. That's fair.
Maybe give me an hour or two.
Yeah, not a problem. You have all the time in the world. Maybe we should go see what about some of this stuff. Continues to recall the rock into his hand.
If somebody can
Did the bag of
around.
holding go into the tub with you last night?
No. I put the bags of
Okay.
stuff up against the door.
Okay, I'm just curious. It's just full of a lot of water right now. There's all kinds of water in there.
That would be
Water.
so perfect.
Recall water.
That would be awesome.
You
would
woke
love
up
that.
in an empty tub. There's no water.
If somebody could ask around about getting that armor fixed, that would be great.
Sure. Where's it at?
Very well.
I think you had a gloob in that
In the bag.
of course.
Oh, is it in here? Okay. Awesome. Sure. I'm sure whoever's gonna take all these swords, and I'll recall the sword and pull it out.
Whoa,
Will
calm down
maybe
with
not
pulling out
pull that out
weaponry within in my bar,
Middle of the
please.
bar. Yeah.
okay.
It's a magic
She
trick.
just looks
I'll
at the
get it.
bag and is really kind of looking kind of confused.
Well,
that
grab
whole
a
sword came out
longbow,
there.
Glue. He's just
I will do so on Bart's request. Gladly, I will produce a longbow out of here. Now, whoever
Hannah's looking right confused. Oh my god, my god.
It's so cool. But yeah, I'm sure whoever's gonna take all these, get the frick in there, will be able to do the armor too. So, but yeah, let's go. All right, y'all are slow this morning.
I'm up and ready to go.
It's
I'm
about this
gonna
time.
have this couple of drinks real quick before we get going. And whenever the drink does come, I'd like to make Jakob's maybe somewhere around like 90 degrees, like his ale. With
Did you make it
prestidigitation.
hot?
Yeah, make it just really hot.
Yeah,
Warm.
like I said,
You think that'll stop
came,
me?
It came a while. Yeah, you have hot beer
Let's see.
or hot ale. I'm sorry.
I'm not being subtle about it. I'm not like a sorcerer or anything. So I'm just touching his ale.
Damn it. Okay, I rolled a 14, so I'm not gonna like that.
I'll look at
hot ale.
Gloob and gesture towards the door.
Like let's leave this where it is.
You're just not eating your breakfast.
Wait,
There,
we need to
Julian.
tell Ned. Oh, Jakob, you're hanging
I
around,
thought
right?
we'd already eaten.
Yeah, if we're leaving before we eat, I'm gonna stay around to eat.
Oh
'cause-
yeah, I thought we'd already eaten.
I got you. But yeah. It's around the time as y'all are wrapping up your meals. Maybe somebody's still sipping on a little bit of coffee. Door opens and a guard comes kind of sticking his head in. It's about 9:30 at this juncture. Still fairly early in the morning, but not super early. Sticking his head in, looks around a second, focuses on the frog, and then the rest of you, and is like, and makes a beeline over to y'all. Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Morning.
I was sent by this way to let y'all know the council is going to be holding the meeting about 12 o'clock noon, and about around that time they will also ask to see you all in regards to your reward and hammering out any details in regards to these smugglers y'all discovered.
Thank you.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
Wonderful. A bell will toll when they meet, so you shouldn't have to keep too close of an eye on the time. You'll know when the meeting starts and be able to make your way there.
Very well.
Good day.
You
Turn
as well.
around,
You too.
wave at Hannah. Hannah just kind of nods at him. He makes his way back out of the bar.
Awesome.
Once we have eaten, off to the armorer or blacksmith or whatever they've got around here.
Okay.
Hannah, armor people, where are they at?
I mean, there's only like one armorer. We have a blacksmith. Armor. I mean, I guess he does do a lot of the work for the guards for whatever armor they need. If you go kind of on closer to the other side of town across the bridge, there's the smith over there, by the name of Bakhead Rook. You should be able to find him. He's pretty easy to find. He's not seeing Bart's like he's not local. He moved here a while back. But Standard is the only real smithy in town.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
We appreciate the information.
En route.
We will head to see Bakhead Rook.
Bakhead Rook. But y'all make your way over. You go across the bridge as she instructed. It's like I said, it's not hard to spot. It's the only smithy in town. Just pretty standard. It's got a little swinging sign with a anvil on it. Doesn't really have to compete for marketing in this town. But from inside the smithy, pretty standard stone affair. Clang, clang, clang.
Hello.
You're just calling in from outside. Clang.
Oh no, I'd walk in.
Master
loud
Smith.
there. Just keeps going. What? Clang, clang.
Are you taking orders at this time?
Depends on the order. Shoves some piece of metal back in the fire. Turns around, sets his hammer on his anvil.
Got some
We're all
armor.
there together, right?
broad-chested guy.
Got some armor. A little worse for wear.
Lube starts pulling the armor like the ribbons, like the magic ribbons out of his mouth, just out of the bag. He's not really big enough to hold all of it at once, so it just starts going on the ground eventually. He's just,
Wow, so you're just pulling out the bits and bobs and just kind of tossing it on the ground?
unless someone else would like to stop it, that's where it's going.
No, I
That's
mean he'll
fair.
kind of gesture at it, be like,
Complete set. Not in the best condition.
Comes over after, you guys kind of dump it all out on the ground. He kind of reaches down, kind of hauls up like the main breastplate and is looking at it like it's banged up. There's some puncture holes in it in several places. A lot of the fixtures that are holding like all of the pieces together, or a lot of places are broken. He's giving it a look over. This is a pretty serviceable piece when it was still whole. You just want it repaired or you want it scrapped?
What would repairing it look like, time and cost-wise?
Time? Depends. The only smithy in town, I'm pretty busy. I got orders backlogged good ways. So, could be anywhere from a week, depending. You could always pay more if you want to speed up the process.
And price?
Price? Just for repairs, I'm gonna look it over. 150 gold.
And this is full plate?
Yeah, this is full plate. He said, and that's to wait a week before I work on it.
Oh boy.
I'll look at you
Plate
guys.
is nice.
I mean, out of character, I assume this is for Jakob, so I don't really care.
Yeah.
I would like our fighter to live longer for sure. So
does this also need to have a price for it to be properly fitted as well?
It hasn't been brought up. It's just been asked to be repaired.
I will.
Well,
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna add in there. We might need it to get a little bit altered to fit a friend of ours as well. I don't know if you're capable of doing that here, or you're just more working with the metal itself.
Well, I guess it would depend on the difference of size between whoever this armor belonged to before and who I'd be fitting it to now. But base, at least an additional 25 gold.
All right.
I will kind of lean down to Gloob and be like,
Why don't we get out those other weapons?
yeah, I was just thinking that.
We have maybe something to trade to reduce that price. For you to sell or maybe scrap, up to you.
I'll be
Depends
5
on what
short
it is.
swords and some other scrap metal from the skeletons.
I'll bring out all of it, all these short swords, and just start clanging them up there from all of the bandits and the skeletons.
He's still just kind of watching and just a bit perturbed as just more stuff just comes out of his little bag, and kind of leans around to see that it is not a bigger bag than it looks like.
So the swords and also the scrap metal that they'd been wearing as armor.
You're looking to trade this in return for. I assume you understand this. Not cover the full price.
Of course.
Just knock off a little.
Looking at the pile of just the short swords and the scrap metal.
Yeah, 5 short swords and the scrap metal from the 5 skeletons armor.
He's looking at them. I don't have a ton of use for short swords myself.
But surely for the iron or steel.
Yes, it has already been worked, but I could make some use of it. Let's see, 5 swords. Including the fitting, I'd say this, bring it down to about 160.
I kind of look at the group.
I'm not the arbiter of our winnings.
You start right there. We'll be right back. And I kind of wave them off to further away from this guy. Say, we also have the golden stuff.
We can sell that after.
And let's see. We'll have counted and sorted everything.
We've got about 114 in liquid funds.
All right. Well, and you guys planning on going gambling anytime soon, or I mean, I don't know. I kind of reckon we'd probably travel a little bit together. You folks seem like you could both use a little bit of help. Just kind of looking between the two tall people.
Tall relative term, you know, your presence.
I'm still at the bar, right?
I don't know.
Oh, did you not come at all?
No, I was eating while y'all had went off.
No, we ate and then left.
Right.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That's why I haven't been talking this entire time.
Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, if you all use the gold to repair that, that'll be my definitely more than my share. I won't take anything else. Everything else will belong to y'all.
Will you get
Well, I assume we
headlocked?
got. Yeah, that is true. I mean, how you might want to get yourself a shield. I'm just kind of patting myself on the back with the shield that I have. I mean, they're a lifesaver.
I'll pat him on the back as I go to talk to the smith and say,
Next time, stand in the doorway.
and then I'll go.
He just looks at you kind of confused. Like, what?
No, I'm telling
Oh.
Jakob, next time stand in the doorway, and then I'm gonna go to the smith and be like,
Very well. We'll agree to the 100.
I do ask
the
him about also.
100.
hmm.
Is it the 100?
It's 160.
160.
I thought he said 100 plus the 75 was covered by all the scrap.
No.
Mm.
It brought
that
it
all-
down by about 15 gold.
Oh Lord God, we can.
Short swords aren't worth much, dude.
That's why I was talking about the gold plated
Yeah.
things.
Short swords aren't worth a ton, especially to this guy.
Well, I was not talking so much about the short swords as the scrap metal. If each one was
It's-
roughly equivalent to armor on the skeletons.
It's not very good, is the thing. It's like you said, it's scrap. It's rusted and like it's not super valuable looking. Like he can do something with it, but all he's gonna do is use it to like make nails. Like it's not gonna be going into anything particularly nice. So it's not making him a ton of money.
Raj. Well, in that case, I'll just explain to him that we agree to his price, but we have to go liquidate some items first.
I do ask him. I point out my chainmail and ask him if I'd be able to reduce the price anymore on time of delivery by giving him my chainmail.
Just on the delivery.
Once the plate is done, I won't have a need for this chainmail anymore.
DM, are you going with the standard rule of sold items are at half price?
If like that you selling them sell at half price?
Yeah,
I didn't know that was a standard rule, so no.
that was in previous editions. I don't know if that's how you're doing it here.
I'm just kind of ballparking how much
All
these
right.
swords are worth to this guy. They're not worth a ton.
Not to him, but I was gonna expedite the liquidation process for our shit.
Oh, sure. Some of this
Oh, at
stuff, some
some
of this
point-
stuff doesn't just have standard pricing.
But I was talking about for like the if we were to go to like the actual weaponsmith and sell like the short bows.
This is the smith.
Oh, I thought you said there was this guy and a
No,
blacksmith.
this guy is just mostly a normal smith, but he also does the work for the guard and stuff. He is the only smith in town, so he kind of does a lot of everything, but he's not he mostly does pretty mundane work. But the guard will commission him to repair armor, maybe make some blades, arrowheads, that kind of thing.
All right, and then are we doing like quarter price or 10% price for the broken sword and shield, or how do you want to do that?
Broken sword and shield? Which broken sword and shield?
The ones that were damaged with the full plate?
Oh, they're not like completely broken. Those are just kind of banged up. Like they were not being actively, the shield maybe. The sword itself wasn't like damaged because it was not, the thing protecting its wearer from death.
Right.
with the 114 gold we have in the loot, and then 50 of my gold, or 49 of my gold, we should be able to cover the... Is that right? Yeah, we should be able to cover the cost. And I do ask him about if he has any, like, a newer sword and shield that I could trade for my great sword.
I would not recommend trading for a short sword.
Oh.
Just a little bit of. You're also going to lose the benefit of your fighting style if you.
Oh, that is true. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm not suggesting out of character that you change what you're using. I'm just saying in character you wouldn't get hit as much if you had a sword and shield.
Yeah, stand
I don't
your
think-
ground.
Yeah.
Bart thinks that you need a sword and shield. Kent doesn't.
Well, I'm sticking with the great sword.
I don't
but-
think you'll need to spend all that gold too if you can talk this guy into buying your chain.
Well, that you got to keep in mind. Jakob was saying to get it earlier, not to knock off the price.
Oh no, I was asking to knock off the price.
Oh,
I-
okay. 'Cause
I
you
said
said
I'd,
something
like,
about the
at-
delivery.
No, at time of delivery, as in like when I get the plate,
at time of
I
delivery.
give him my chainmail.
He's gonna
Gotcha.
kind of come around, kind of look at your chainmail a little closer. Eye it up and down. He's like kind of seeing that there's a a little bit of damage to a little bit of wear. Say,
Jakob still has an arrow in his shoulder.
Is not still have the arrow in his shoulder. Good lord. So chainmail, bring it down to about 125. It's in pretty good shape. A little banged up, but somebody will buy it. Possibly the guard.
Sounds like a deal to me. As long as it sounds fine to you, gentlemen.
Go right ahead.
Sure, armor.
Gonna look over at you and that chainmail better cross to me when you get this plate. Otherwise, you'll be having to deal with the guard. Understand?
Of course.
Very well. Say, hold out his hand for the 125.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. We don't have 125. I figured
have-
we'd do that between sessions while I figure out what the total value of our shit is.
I have. I can chip in 11 gold if we just want to expedite it,
11
or I
gold.
can.
Pay
more than that.
If you don't have the funds now, you get
That's-
the money
that's
you
all
need
fair.
and bring it back. Just know the longer you take, the longer the wait's gonna be.
Yeah.
Only Smith in town. Get a lot of orders.
Yeah. Between sessions, I can go through the DMG and find out what their loot tables are like and get that figured out. We don't have to handle that right now.
If you send me the list, and I'll tell you what you've got's worth.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Like he says, he'll gestures at your short swords. I won't take nothing from you until you're coming to put in your full order. But
Very well, sir.
125, 5 short swords, scrap metal, and the chain. This is agreed upon price.
We'll see you then, sir.
Wonderful. Yep. Turn his way back to his forge, pull a piece of metal back out of the coals, and clang, clang, just goes back to working.
All right, so who buys golden bones?
Is you just asking the group, or are you addressing the smith?
No, I'm
Okay.
asking the group.
Like, yeah, beats me on that one. Is there a
That's-
jeweler in Saltmarsh that maybe wants the gold to work it all?
Well, that's more of a process. You pull up weird things in your boat sometimes. You find collectors or merchants traveling to somewhere more interesting than here. And then you barter with them for sale.
Well, I think we're the only weird people from out of town.
No, but there's merchants. They go to cities, bigger ones.
I'm
I
sure.
have heard that there's a company of dwarves have moved into town, but they might be interested.
That seems a little racist.
God dang.
I'm just one of you. You know, I'm just conceding. I don't know about that. All my friends are dwarves.
I have dwarf friends. Look at my dwarf over there.
Oh no. Oh no.
Well,
Well,
all right. Well,
Look, Yakub's a little problematic, okay?
Gloob will recall the stone in his hands, like, maybe we can go figure out what this is.
yeah, I was meaning to look at that, but I got drunk.
Nice.
There was something else coming there. I don't know. Drunk
But
caught
I
me off.
got drunk.
He was thinking of an excuse, but nope. Drunk.
Gloob has some
I
attachment
can-
to it, but hands it over.
I'll cast Detect Magic on it. Do I see anything particularly special about it?
Detect magic?
Yeah.
It's magical.
What kind of magic?
Fucking fine now. Let's see.
That's what you always want to hear from your D. I don't know. Fucking fine.
Like, give me a second. Give me a second.
Old magic. That's what kind of fucking magic
Old
it is.
magic.
Yes.
Trying to think of what this is. I would say that it is abjuration. Here we go. We're going with that.
Abjuration?
Slight amounts of abjuration magic. Yeah.
Might be some kind of defensive magic.
I might be fucking that up, but you know that's fine. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Close
Okay.
enough as far as I'm
Well,
concerned.
Julian,
It's not any like negative thing. Like I said, it's pretty minor magic. It's not super crazy.
I don't know exactly what it is, but it seems like it might be something with some kind of defensive magic, maybe some shielding or make you more resilient to this, that, or the other.
Do we-
Make you stop having hangovers.
It was left in the
Okay.
bag of holding, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, the bag of holding's magic too, guys.
Do we hear any bells ringing or anything?
It hasn't been that long. I said it was about 9:30 when y'all left. It's now after the walk over here and talking to him. It's probably a little after 10.
I guess while we're doing this, I'd like to kind of go through some of the other items that we alluded to see if any of that stuff that seemed a little bit more unique had any type of magic to it. I mean, obviously, like the books and some other stuff that we got all the golden shit.
Do those gold things look like they might have been generated with magic or transformed?
When y'all, if you're, because detect magic's concentration, correct? Last
Yeah, 10 minutes.
If y'all are just doing this out in the street, you're just pulling shit out of your bag.
I mean,
Well,
I got the
yeet.
spell up.
We have
I
like
gotcha.
4 rooms we can go to, or 3 rooms we can go to do this.
Yeah, but it's going to take more than 10 minutes to get back to the bar, and
Yep.
he's already cast it.
Yep. Y'all are said there just kind of go through your stuff.
We can get off not in the middle of the thoroughfare or something.
Yeah. If y'all are just off to the side, people are just kind of looking at you weird because you're just kind of rummaging around stuff, looking at it for a second, and then putting it back in a bag. But like nothing like y'all are fucking strange. Just kind of like, oh, that's kind of strange. Whatever. Keep on going. You go through everything else. Basically, the only other thing that's magic is clearly the bag of holding. That's the most powerful piece of magic you've seen in there. And I would say, I'm not 100% on this, but I'm gonna say it is. Is you get trace amounts of magic sense out of Sam Ballott's spellbook, but that's
Okay.
just because it is being used to store magical sigils and runes and stuff.
All right.
But other than that, everything else is pretty mundane.
Okay. Cool.
What are you boys doing?
Yeah. After that's said and done, I guess we can see if there's a merchant around town of weird things.
Okay, sure. Y'all just
I mean,
go
figure-
look around for a merchant of weird things.
Oh, sure. What do you roll for such a thing?
I mean,
That'd be
I figured
investigation.
figured I would be spending probably more time doing this. We have more than 8 minutes left in the
Oh
session.
12.
If y'all want to go ahead and look, you can go ahead and locate your person. It'll probably take a minute. You don't have to work with them right now. It's entirely up to you guys. You can either wait, or y'all can.
Let's handle the money situation next session.
Session.
Okay.
So we'll just go ahead and say that we'll kind of backlog this until the beginning of the next session. But y'all go around and look for people. Maybe you find some, maybe you don't. We'll figure that out later. But you know, sun's hitting about its noonday point where y'all hear a big bell just kind of bong, bong, bong.
I'll just look over at them and be like,
Finding the right buyer can take time, and it doesn't seem like we have much of that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have anywhere to be. I mean, aside from us having to go meet those people, like after that, I don't have any pressing issues for the foreseeable ever.
Yeah,
Let's go see how much of our time they're going to waste.
All right.
I'm sure their questions are very important.
Just like their taxes on fish trade.
All right. So y'all are just making your way over to back to the town hall.
Yep.
And that is this bell that's tolling. I totally didn't think to describe it earlier. I'm sorry, but it is part of a tower that is coming out of the town hall itself.
mm,
So,
On the
So
way
easily
there.
recognizable.
Roger.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, just it's easily recognizable, so we don't have to like search
pretty hard
around
to
for it.
miss, yeah. And it's right. It's the biggest building near the tavern y'all are staying in. So
Gloob gets a crazy idea on the way, thinking about this reward that they're about to get, as his mind just sort of runs wild with the millions of gold that they're probably going to get, and he thinks, "Wait a minute, what if we get the house? Yeah, that's a good idea, right?
You want the haunted house?
Sure.
Well, the haunted house.
Oh yeah, it's a de-haunted house, but it's probably going to be a crime scene for a little while.
Well, I'm not really interested in that type of thing. I just want to go help people. Anything at all.
Not interested in somewhere to sleep?
Well, I mean, we have taverns and
Makes lots of money.
It's a
places to meet.
possibility. We'll see. Let's see what they're offering.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's definitely off the table or anything. I mean, I could clean up that place lickety split, no big deal. But that's a huge project to get into, and I was looking to maybe spread my roots a little bit. And this is kind of in my front yard compared to what I've really been used to.
Fair enough.
all right. So y'all make your way over to the town hall. Much the same as it was yesterday. Different couple guards still standing out front, just kind of hanging out, and bit more at attention than they were previously, even before you approach, or before they notice you anyway. As y'all come up, stand there, give a look over. You guys kind of like looking at one, nod, looking at one, nod, looking at one, nod, and very quickly just see the frog go. Okay. Well, all right. Welcome. We were told to expect all of you. If you would go on inside, and we'll lead you into the council chambers. Yes.
Very well.
Awesome. Here's it. I'll be right back to his partner. Yeah. Opens the door and starts walking toward the large set of double doors that y'all had seen directly in there previously on your way to see Eleander. I know y'all are strangers around here, but give proper respect to the council members there. You're the
Right.
decision makers in this town. Very well.
Of course, sir.
Kind of pounds on the door a couple times, waits a beat, opens it up. The what's the word I'm looking for? Whatever. The adventurers y'all were expecting. Lets y'all in. It's silent inside. walk on in before he shuts the door. In this room, it's heavy wooden doors. It's a simple room, clean and well kept, functional. Its walls are made of much the same as y'all have seen everywhere else. Hardwoods, probably harvested from nearby forests and maybe even from the marshes. There's not a ton going on decoration-wise. A handful of paintings that are pretty minimalistic, not particularly extravagant, fairly small. A couple of rugs in a few places on the floor to make it look not quite so bare. The only furniture within this entire room is fairly sizable, or a couple of smaller, wooden chairs that are in the corners that are on the side of the room that y'all entered on. And then immediately across from you is a big kind of half circle, or half kind of sickle moon kind of style, big table, seated at which there are 5 figures, one of whom is Eleander Fireborn, and the rest, who you can only assume are the rest of the Council of Saltmarsh. And that is where we're going to call the session for tonight.
Awesome.
So,
Barely.
fairly. I didn't want to go through descriptions and everything right at the very end. I figured that'd be a good place to pick up next week. Anywho, I had a lot of fun tonight. I thought it was less combat oriented. We got through that funness at the very start. Thank you guys all so much for coming and playing for 4 hours, especially on a Monday. I know it's late. Thank you guys all so much, everybody who showed up, even if only for a little bit, anybody who stuck around for the whole thing. Lots of love. Always appreciate it. Hope everybody had a good time. We'll be here same time next week, Monday, for Ghost of Saltmarsh, 7 to 11. We'll be here this Wednesday, starting at a similar time, 7, to do Tavern Talks, and then on Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to do our Eberron campaign, which includes most of the same people in here, plus some extras. And look forward to seeing everybody there. Thank you everybody who came out, anybody who dropped a sub, dropped a follow. Love y'all so much. That's so nice of you. Made me cry a little bit. I hope you guys all have a wonderful rest of your evening, and we will see y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.